Oh.
I'll use this to play all the rounds.
Huh.
That kind of weird.
It is actually kind of dope. I honestly didn't think it was going to be as, like, graphical as it looks.
Well, it's also high definition. That's high def as it gets.
That'd be dope.
I mean, fuck, the game's free. And when I bought...
No, I mean, yeah, might as well if it's free.
When I bought Warzone, I paid $60 for it.
That's how it usually is for a retail game price.
But I bought it pre-ordered, so I got a whole bunch of bullshit with it.
Yeah. Oh, yes, baby. Pick your little feet up. Yes. Oh, you sweet little baby boy. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy, Zukov? Yes. Come on, Bubba. Boop. Get this dock for now. My roommate was showing me something. He was showing me a gem. Zukov, you gotta be in my way. But yeah, now we're here. Alright. Oh my god, goodness gracious. Okay. There we go. Now what the hell you want? Look at you. Stare me down like you is. Oh my goodness, this is mud, I swear. I know exactly what you want. You want some of this chicken. Oh, yep. Oh my goodness, look at that. Look at that face. Good lord. Well, excuse me. Can't just shove your schnoz in the bag. Hey. Paw. There you go. No. Alright, one more to get you off of me, and that's it for now. And then I'll get you some more later. Hey, jerk. You little snoop. Here. Alright, down. Now down. Oh my god, you're a girl. Did you just eat that already? Oh my god. Excuse me, sir. Hotel in Houston. We had pretty good except for the pale lady. Nothing on whales running on the walls crying. Crying whales coming right outside my window. Side note, I'm on the 4th floor. Oh shit, dude. I'd be cautious, man. Sounds like some bad voodoo right there. Tell you what. I would not be down with none of that nonsense, if I do say so myself. Zukov, can I just truly help you here? That's mixed berried, as I feel. Feels more like a blackberry more than a mixed berry. Or a wild berry, I should say. Ooh. Wild berry. But, yeah, it honestly tastes more like blackberry to me. Oh, well, it's not like I'm complaining too much about that. What is this? Queen Beth's Way. Flower merchant in Britain. For some reason it's like partially cut off. God damn it. Is it actually legit just gonna be partially cut off on me like that? Yep, it is. Damn. It says Uri flower merchant in Britain. Like, that much I could see, but beyond that, it's like, it's been unfortunately cut off. Dumb. Bloody dumb. But honestly, they are probably sold the fuck out. I think you're supposed to see every flower merchant. Yeah. I would assume so. The bumper sticker on my car, honk if you think I'm sexy. Me not moving my car after the traffic light turns green. They love me. Damn, dude. Honestly, one thing I heard is, at least when it comes to the whole Queen and all that nonsense that no one here should ever give a fuck about, but at least in Ireland, where a place where they do all rightfully deserve to give a fuck, they literally were launching fireworks and celebrations and shit like that all throughout the Isles. It's like, dude, fucking base Irish. I felt it. Like, I think I like telekinetically like felt that a little bit when it was going on, because I mean, I was feeling the vibe. I was feeling it. It's like, I mean, whatever you say about, you know, America as a reality, I mean, America's a mythos. It's like loud and proud about, like, ready to fuck those monarchs up. I tell you what, fucking royals don't stand a chance stepping foot in here, this here country. We'll back our Irish brothers and pretty much everywhere else that fucking England colonized the shit out of. Give them the real way to fucking secede from a monarch. I think, like, the U.S. is actually the, like, one of the few, like, former colony states of England that actually, like, had a violent, like, removal of the, of being a part of Commonwealth and shit. While the rest of them just kind of went through, like, voting procedures in Parliament or whatever the fuck. Because I know there's different nations like Australia, Canada, and shit like that that are, you know, ostensibly mostly independent countries. They are still technically a part of the Commonwealth of Britain, so it's like on paper, not really. It's like on paper, you're still technically Britain, bitch. You get to have the nice veneer of being your own country, but at the end of the day, you bow to the Queen. Because pretty much everything through English government goes to the Queen, and thus through the church, and thus by God. So, yay. Yeah, see, fuck monarchies. It's so gross. Because usually, in some ways, either by, like, the weird royalty, you know, voice and rule and head, or, like, some weird, like, ostensive, like, veneer of, like, God's actually the ruler. It's like, what? And the royals are just the mouthpieces and the earpieces for that. There. Let's see what random little things I could see for the tube. We'll kind of check out a little later. Um. 100 years of HRT. Finland's Prime Minister in 1922 versus Finland's Prime Minister in 2022. Damn. Damn. So what she looks like? Hold up, what? Like, I'm gonna actually look it up. I actually want to, like, see. You know what I'm saying? I want to see, like, an enhanced image of that. I'm seeing that and I'm like, hey, that looks like a sexy metalhead chick. Like, hey, I'm like a cute gothic metalhead chick. Like, that's the vibe I'm immediately getting. So I want to see. Her name is Sanna Marin. Okay. What's some images of her? Alright. Okay. Is there any, like, casual images of her outside of, like, I'm Prime Minister business political attire? And I guess also occasional wedding photos? Well, I guess she also apparently had a scandal or whatever the fuck. Yeah, I just want to look her up specifically. Yeah, images. Yeah, just same shit. Like, and I get random wedding pictures of her. It's like, I don't, yeah, it's like, okay, I don't really care too much. I'm just trying to see if there's, like, the picture, like, where she was a second ago there, but I guess there wasn't. Social Democratic Party, okay. Yeah, I guess it doesn't really show the picture. Okay, whatever. Boo. I knew they loved me. How would he lie? Yeah, it's like, why would they lie? Why would any of them ever lie about that? Here, yeah, right. I'm trying to find, like, that one image of her, but I'm not seeing it. That was a black and white image. Oh, you know what? Someone realized someone curious about masks, I think. I wore one in Louisiana, Alabama store. No one said anything. Yeah, I mean, I don't think at this point people really give that much of a shit now. I mean, I'm sure you probably are going to get the occasional rare, like, hey, what the fuck are you doing? Oh, I found it. Okay, I found the picture of her in that, like, leather jacket and shit. Damn. See, like, what the fuck? Why can't we have, like, a president or a prime minister that's, like, vibing like this, like, leather jackets galore and shit like that? Fucking got, like, this really cool fucking, like, background and shit where she looks like, you know, she's, like, the member of, like, some metal gothic punk band or something. Sorry, last night. Oh, yeah, with the, with the meme of honk if you think I'm sexy and shit. Yeah, I saw it. I thought it. Oh, that boy's just knocked out. Oh. Oh, that little baby's just on that couch. It's so cute, sweet. Oh. Looks like I found a thing. What is this? Had a Whataburger for the first time. Hey, and how was that short? Because honestly, like, I think they're fucking amazing. It's like the only, like, fast food I will genuinely, like, go to on a regular basis if they had one around here. But, alas, there's not. Which saddens me. Jalapeno barbecue, 8 out of 10. Hey, that sounds fucking fire. I always get their bacon burgers, because their bacon is always, like, it's nice and thick. It's got a little bit of, like, you know, greasy, juicy flavor, you know, on the surface of it a little bit, but still nice and crispy. It's like that perfect median. Like, I don't know how they do it, but, you know, so they got that, like, bacon, you know, crispy and greasy, you know, kind of, like, balance to a fucking science. I don't know what they do, but they got that shit locked. And, yeah, it's, I don't know, like, I get their bacon burgers and that shit. And I don't know if they do or not, but I'm pretty sure they have a double bacon burger version of it. I usually get that, like just bacon in between two patties and shit. Oh, my God. Mm. Honestly, I don't really want a bacon burger, I'm not even gonna lie. Mainly a fucking Whataburger one, though. But unfortunately, Chicken Baconator from Wendy's. It's been a minute since I've been to Wendy's, so I really can't tell you how Wendy's is at this point. But, I mean, I haven't really heard really good things about Wendy's these days. So I've just always been like, I don't know. Like, I normally would, you know, say like A. But when you've had that Whataburger fucking bacon burger, I don't know. I mean, a triple baconator, though. I mean, that one, you know, I mean, I will say I've heard some good stuff about that at least, and that seems like a contender. I haven't had it myself, so I couldn't say, but... You know what chicken sandwich I had from a fast food joint that I actually thought was alright and actually pretty decent? Was a Sonic. When I went to a Sonic for the first time, I had a chicken sandwich there, it honestly, like, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say it was great, but, you know, it was good, you know, so, I mean, it wasn't, like, too, you know, like, juiced out, it wasn't dry, you know, really, or anything. Decent seasoning, you know, around the, you know, for the breading and stuff. That's pretty good. And, yeah, so, I mean, it was, at least for me, I thought it was actually pretty aight, you know, and, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say it's, like, up there on the top, like Chick-fil-A or some shit, but Sonic's better for his drinks. Yeah, I remember getting, like, a strawberry, slushie of some sort. I think it was, like, a strawberry banana, if I remember. Either that or just, like, a strawberry slush or something like that. And, that was good. It's not even Texas. What was this? Oh, last I traveled all this way, I was finally able to try Texas Roadhouse and Texas Toast. And not even Texas Toast, it's just regular toast just in Texas. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing really unique about Texas Toast. It's usually just like that, like, big French bread loaves, and just that, like, garlic and buttered up. And then just, like, toasted on both sides. Like, that, it's not any different than any toast if you were just to do it yourself like that. I mean, it's good, but, I mean, it's toast. You know, it's garlic to toast. It's like, you know, like, I mean, I don't know. It's like, what do you want, you know? Talking flame broiled husky. Why do you want to flame broil me? Like, what? Am I tasty? What are you, like, you know... some sort of, like, street vendor in fucking, like, Shanghai or some shit? You don't want to fucking flame broil my ass? Nuh-uh. No, fuck you, dude. Don't mess with the claw. I mean, I don't have a claw, but, I mean, it's close enough, I guess. Bet Ignore tastes amazing. See what he started? Now everyone wants to eat me. And I'm gonna be cannibalized by my chat. Gonna get a fucking stick, shoved up my ass, stuck right out my mouth, fucking put over a nice big fucking fire, spun around and cooked up for like 12 hours and fucking just eaten up. And just like consumed in a fucking cannibalistic satanic ritual or something. Is it put on the wildfires? Luckily, I mean, at least for smoke-wise and shit, it hasn't really been that bad lately. Which I'll give. The moon doesn't look like a red orb. Is he awake? Are you alive? Would you prefer Doc of the Pissy Queen Grave MC? Oh my god, oh, fuck off. But, well, you know, fair, you know, it's just like touche. You know, that's all I have to say to that. It's like too fucking shay. I'd rather not have, like, the Pissy Queen Grave, you know, as the introduction on that one. What the fuck are you? Sheer force my blowing just blew that bug just into oblivion somewhere. I'm good. Talk of the pre-opening tour of the Bushy Hotel MC. Dude, we should definitely fucking go in there. I'd make a video of it too. Dude, when you sent a picture of me of that fucking building that's being constructed, it looks like you could just walk right the fuck in there. Just waltz right in. Like, I mean, and you can go up into the different levels that they have so far from the looks of it, just on the fucking picture you sent me. I mean, that would honestly be fucking pretty cool. Though you would have to wait a while before posting it. Yeah, I'm not. I'll wait until it's like halfway under construction. You know, like when they have like the structure of the building completed, then we'll do it. Because, you know, when we're on the top floor, when it's like, you know, only like 4 floors high or some shit, they can't say shit. They're like, well, like whatever evidence of us being there besides video footage, you can't do shit. Yeah, at that point, I guess technically they probably could, but I mean, the structure of the building is completed. Is it that small? Wait, on like the so okay, hold on. Let me look at the picture. Let me look at it one more time. Cause now I'm like, it's like 4 feet tall. Oh, if we got up on the top floor of that fucker, oh my god, dude. Dude, what if we got, like, what if some dudes, like, you know, fucking saw that, or like, hey, there's some people up in there. It doesn't show it to the top. Well, yeah, I know, but I can at least, you know, look. So they got that. Oh! Oh! Oh, shit, you're right. I hope that the PPB doesn't do shit. Well, they never do shit in the first place. But if we do, we cannot be anywhere near these windows, like, at all. Just saying. If we do it. Dude, oh my god, that would be fucking awesome. Like, we'd have to go at the windows that are, like, dark as fuck. Dude. God, that would be so cool. Dude, what if we got to that fucking crane that they have there? All black. I definitely got that. Black jeans, fucking... I got a black beanie, and I like it, dude. I got a black hoodie, but it has like a white logo on the front of it, so all I'd have to do is just get some black tape and cover that up. Well, ignore knows that this whole Texas plan is a mere ploy for me to pet Zukov and this Steele's hat. Well, luckily I don't live in Texas, so are you slowly but surely will make your way up here? Because if you're gonna take Zukov, well, good luck. Good luck with that, because I will most certainly defend it with my life. And the hat, I mean, also good luck, because it's like grafted onto my head for all intents and purposes. I guess it's just a GLHF moment right there. So wait, I just typed that? Ignore that, please. I didn't mean to type that. That was just, you know, just an open thought that, you know, just kind of happened. Grabs the hat, runs away. Libs owned. I mean, how drunk would he... I mean, it's like you would have to really get me drunk, though. I think. I think you'd have to do a little more than just get me drunk. Not really. You'd be like, wait, where's my hat? All well next round. Not with this hat. With this hat, I'd be wondering where the fuck it is. Like with my other hats, maybe not as much, but for this hat, oh, yeah. The fate of the world and balance of the universe can be saved if you give me your hat. Do you give it to me? I mean, at that point, we got a price. It's like, oh, okay. We're going that route. How much? How much to save the world? Yeah, I'm gonna be that way about it. I'm gonna bargain this shit. I want something out of saving the world. I ain't just gonna give you my hat and just like, yeah, you know, just sit, there you go. You know, save the world and bring balance back into the world and shit, and, you know, all I do is just, like, forfeit a fucking hat. I mean, I wouldn't if I were you, but you should. See, that's why. Like, I would have to have like, I want something in return. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't just gonna fucking give it. Pirate treasure? Do you, like, actually actively have it, like, right in front of me? It's like, yeah, here's some pirate treasure if you give me the hat so I can save the world. So then I can make, like, millions of fucking dollars off it. So, would that be the, like, you know... Because at that point, I could just fucking upgrade this hat. Yes? Well, then yes. I mean, like, because then at that point, I could just upgrade the hat and, you know, basically just kind of get the identical shit. Before you get the hat, until you get the pins off it first. Pins are a little bit more of a collective things. At least these. Well, besides the flag, but those two, yeah, I'm taking those. But it's 20% chance is cursed. I'm willing to gamble. 20%, I got 80% odds. Comfortable odds. Play a couple tunes before we delve in some sheet hang. Then again, some people are really unlucky. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say I'm lucky, but I wouldn't necessarily say I'm unlucky. I have my streaks of luck and have moments of bad luck, I suppose, but, you know. I wouldn't necessarily say it's outright just, like, bad luck. I have my moments of good luck and good vibes and good shit. What was that? Where I just dropped? What the fuck? I just dropped something and now I don't even know where it went. Or what it even was. Okay. I hate that. I don't even see what it is. So, Graf, you're gonna, like, be awake or do anything? He's just totally fucking... totally asleep. Oh my god. If you ever think about, if you always use the codes for soda bottle caps on reward sites, how many points you could have by now? It's one of the thoughts that keep me up at night. Honestly, I never really thought about that myself too much. Just because, like, I never really have had a reason or really an incentive to do any of that. At least for myself. Oh, there it is. Found what I dropped. Load up cards rocking for the first time forever. Holy shit, it's updated. I honestly would never notice because it's the first time I've ever played it. And honestly, I love how when I like do my first playthrough. Well, I guess technically the second one because first time I saw I got curve stomped, didn't know or didn't understand all the features to it. But like second playthrough, I pretty much have like conquered the fuck. I mean, it's like I have it up actually right now. But, like, the Third International, which is what I'm a part of, basically has all of fucking Europe outside of Norway and the Balkans. And, all of, the Americas outside of Quebec and, like, Colombia, Venezuela, and Ecuador is under the International. Asia's just fucked, so... like, I mean, that's just... I don't even know what's going on with that shit. But, yeah, it's basically now between, like, Russia, or the Russian Empire, and, like, the Baltics and Greece, versus pretty much, like half the world. Half of, like, the International and shit. Which, like, it's kind of dragged on to, like, a Great War level type of, like, dragging along with the battles so far, where like Yugoslavian like border and shit is like pretty much like the equivalent of the Western Front now, and like at least Eastern Europe, like around the Baltics, is actually getting progress, but it's just like fuck. I have pretty much all my troops I sent over to Europe just like in the southern fronts, just because everything's like fucking trenches and shit over there. And have a lot of my army doctrines set to like mobile warfare shit, so that'll hopefully help. But it's basically the final push, and essentially it's like when the Moscow Accord collapses and fragments, and just like that war or that part of like the war is over, then essentially like pretty much have beaten Kaiserreich at that point, because it'd just be like the Ottoman Empire then like Asia, but. I mean, that would be immediately self-explanatory. I mean, there wouldn't be even real need to, like, do those campaigns because it would just already be won. Hey, you could get a free shirt, not counting the soda you had to pay for. Yeah, like, and also, like, the value of the shirt, like, doesn't even go, you know, nowhere near for, you know, like, all the soda that you fucking bought, you know, to get those points. So, it's not even worth it. How bad is trying to look, Lamau? Not really that bad. I mean, it's, like, the Quinn government and, like, the Fengtian government. It's basically between these two and Japan with like the co-prosperity sphere or whatever the fuck that faction's called. But this is China and shit. I mean, it doesn't look that bad. It's mostly down here. It's actually Indochina that looks all fucked up. I mean, that's all like kind of all whack. And India a little bit. Like it's not really China. It's more or less like everything around it that's all fucked. But there used to be kind of like a leftist socialist government here, but then they capitulated, and then basically the Fengtian government took that, so they're kind of in the place of what they used to be. And I guess Japan has Taiwan. But yeah, and then there's also this, the Transemmer, so, which are also part of that co-prosperity sphere shit. So, but yeah, it's basically just mainly these This is like basically like the main final like thing right here, and this is like that. My God, look at all this shit. Good Lord, this is just like muddy and rank. Oh God, Jesus Christ, it does not want like there. Oh yeah, oh my God. Wow, we actually, okay, well we're making some progress here on the coastline. It looks like. Oh shit, yeah, there actually is. Okay, so it's not a total Western Front trench warfare shithole. So I guess, you know, it's mainly here where that is. Oh, okay, so there's a little bit of a bump right here. I can actually kind of see where there is a bump. Like this little like thicker line right here is where the borders were before the war. So it actually looks like there has been pushes. So, okay. So it looks like there has been advancements, you know, but it's been very slow in comparison to like way up here. I mean, I guess it's also pretty slow, but it's like as soon as you get up here, this is where like a lot of that progress is. And the war's only been going on for a short while anyway, so it's not like there's going to be a lot of it in the first place, but yeah, there's also like a very far northern frontier in Finland, which, I mean, I don't know how this is going to go. Like, I'm kind of curious to see what will happen here, but it looks like it's mostly just been kind of stagnant and nothing's really happened from it. There's actually some gaps within the front, it looks like, so honestly, if like, maybe if I got one of my armies to move up to the north, I can actually push very fucking hard and... Ooh, maybe blitz Moscow? Ooh, that's a good idea, actually. Maybe because I do have spare armies right here that I don't have active doing anything quite yet. So I think I'm gonna probably push them and maybe get one right up here and then have a couple more, of course, up here, maybe one more in the south. So yeah, maybe one here, and then one up here in the north. Yeah, it actually seems like a good idea. I'll probably do that for my next round of advancements, you know, with this, because that would definitely help. I mean, it's honestly just like, whoops, just kind of like a, more or less, just kind of like sit back and just kind of let shit roll on its own, because I don't even really need to do much. I'm just having my troops there just to help. Like, I don't really need to do anything, because honestly, like, considering how, like, all of Europe and, like, most of the world can do this on its own, then I could just kind of sit back and develop my own shit. But also, my shit's mostly developed. I have, like, 50 fucking plus, like, civilian factories. Like, it's insane how much I can develop so quickly that I don't even know what to do with all that shit. So I'm just developing Africa and developing other countries that need infrastructure and stuff like that, you know. So I'm just basically been putting my factories to work developing other places in the global south, basically. So I'm being America if it was actually good. But I'm thinking I'll probably do another playthrough of Kaiserreich after this war ends, just because at that point I just pretty much see as I won in this gameplay at that point, so I'll probably do another one and give it another shot. Maybe do like the Pacific states and maybe slowly make it like, you know, socialist or something like that if that's possible. If not, you know, probably just do another CSA run, but just kind of do it differently and like kind of instead of joining the International, do my own faction, because I know that is an option that I could do if I wanted to. But nonetheless, let's see, what was that thing I was looking at? Oh yeah, here we go. Let's go check out a thing, you know. Russia bans are leading to women being denied drugs for cancer and arthritis. Oh my fucking god. Russia's hard, they have a civil war that can break out between the Russian Republicans and the Russian Socialists. But don't they have like essentially the equivalent of like the fascists, like Slavenkovism or whatever the fuck? Like, I mean, Russia can basically fall into like various different forms of disarray. I'm actually surprised, like, in this gameplay, Russia never had a civil war at all. It was able to, like, solidify and, like, have a lot of its power recodified and, kind of put its back, like, it literally put itself back on the fucking, main player stage for a little bit, up until this point. Yeah, but they don't pop out unless you do the right focuses. Ah. I'm honestly like, at least all in all, I'm I'm actually surprised like how quickly the Internationale and just like grew so quickly. And I think maybe that's just because of Britain and France, just both kind of basically being like a really, boisterous, bulk of industry, especially in Europe, especially like as you got like the Navy for England. And like a lot of the military infrastructure for like France and shit when it comes to like on the ground and in the air too to a degree. So I mean it's just like both of that and plus just like the combined industry bolstering each other up. I mean they prove to be a very formidable foe, I've noticed. And also when it comes to England, it's gonna be fucking hard to invade that. What's this? Conservative accidentally becomes pro-trans. Is that fucking Destiny?
Let's say that I take your Rob's brain and I put it into a cis woman's body. Let's say that you wake up and you're like, this feels really wrong. I feel like I feel like a man and now I'm in a woman's body. Would you say that like that's a disorder? Do you have a disorder there?
I would say I have a disorder, an illness, or something that's wrong physiologically or mentally with my body.
Oh, this is Rob Noel. I know this weirdo.
What is the disorder?
The disorder is that my brain is in the wrong body.
Okay, so what is a solution for that?
Put my brain in a body that more aligns with what my brain is.
Okay, you just stated exactly. Okay, I love you. You are the most trans-positive conservative I've ever argued with. So that is exactly the position trans people take. Is what you should do is you need to make.
Oh shit! Look at it, be like, wait, whoa, I'm hearing that. Oh my god.
Says. So that's why we have things like hormone replacement therapy, sex reassignment surgery. It's to make the body match what the brain is experiencing. So what you just said is that exactly.
Okay, but that's not what I actually meant.
The show you're listening to?
Huh?
The show you're listening to?
Well, it's I mean, it was Destiny, like one a Twitch streamer that was going after this weird like right-wing conservative dork ball that and he was basically making an analogy of like, hey, let's say I took your brain and did like a brain transplant surgery and put you in like a woman's body and you still had the same brain and everything, but but after surgery you wake up and you're essentially in a woman's body. It's like, what would you feel? And he would be like, well, I obviously wouldn't feel like I'm comfortable in that body. I want to not be that. And it's like, okay, so what would you do about it? It's like, I want to have my body changed so it would be more aligned to what I want my brain to what my brain is. And he pretty much caught him in a gotcha. It was like, oh, so you're actually so you're pretty much making the same argument that a lot of trans people make, but but somehow it's different when it comes to like the analogy that I was making, trying to prove a point for you, in that sense. He's like, wait, well, blah, 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 started trying to walk it back like immediately. It was like, it's like, well, no, but it's like, okay,
What the fuck, dude? Why are people so fucking weird? Are you hungry? Hey.
You see?
Are you hungry?
Yeah, a little bit. I got like a little bit of salad and some pizza that I got, but I'm probably not gonna eat that until later. So.
Well, I've got the meat thawed out. If you want me to make spaghetti, unless you want me to make it tomorrow.
Yeah, if you want to make it tonight, yeah.
Yeah, just ask you. I mean, I told you I was gonna make it when you get home.
Well, yeah, if you want to.
Do you want me to just use the sauce I have, or do you want me to make something?
You can just use the sauce that you got.
Because I mean, I was just wondering what you wanted.
World should prepare for a collapse of Russia, warns former U.S. general. The West should prepare for the collapse of Russia within the next 4 or 5 years. Okay. Alright. At least it's like, you know, within like some years. It's like, nope, they're gonna collapse within a year's time, within a few months, I tell you. It's like, I would immediately been like, okay, buddy. But 45 years, okay. Yeah. I can kind of see that. Depending on how loud they drag their little war out, you know, so. I've been on this journey, yes. Okay, yeah. Last month, it's okay. Capture, okay, yeah, I've been hearing about that, yeah. So, contest, okay, yeah. We're not prepared to collapse, so we need to prepare for this possibility. The West kind of was aware that the Soviet Union was going to eventually dissolve at that point, because, like, within 1990, there was already, like, breakaways and reunifications going on, you know, within the Warsaw Pact. Like, by 1990, like, in October, East Germany reunified with West Germany and stuff. So, I mean, it was kind of a slow but sure kind of writing on the wall of, like, oh, well, yeah, the power of the USSR is waning and they're not going to really be a thing anymore. Being a big deal. Well, yeah, once it actually happens, it's going to be a big deal. You know, no one necessarily predicts exactly when it's going to happen, but, you know, the idea, like, yeah, it's going to, and, you know, it's, you know, eventually going to dissolve at, you know, a certain point, considering it's already, like, kind of in that progress within, like, a year. You know, at least, you know, considering there are other little border states, you know, like with Germany, and or at least with East Germany and, like, Hungary and Poland and shit like that. So we keep it. So let's try it. This biggest fat needs some to stay afloat. Well, yeah, and China's got no issues staying afloat. Okay. Yeah. I just had to pop there for a sec. We'll check out this upset thing in a minute, because this is just fucking ridiculous. At least from the headline of it. Got an itch. Boo. Boo. Satisfy thy itch. Eat. Yeah. There we go. Pooty poop become plant food. I mean, isn't he already suffering from a lot of health problems as it is? Like, especially from, like, more recent pictures of him, he ain't exactly looking fresh. You know what I mean? So, from what I understand, he's, you know, health-wise, he's not even doing good. Doesn't he have, like, leukemia or some shit? Or some cancer that, you know, it's, like, rumored that he has? And I think there's even, like, rumors of early onset Alzheimer's or something. You lived long enough for the Queen to get used to lead us. Yeah, you lived long enough to see the Queen croak. So, I mean, you know, who knows? You'll probably eventually, well, I mean, being optimistic here, but you might finally see Kissinger die. You might finally see Cheney die. You might finally see W, you know, and fucking, you know, Pooty Poot. He's doing okay, but why does he keep disappearing with doctors and come back? Yeah, I mean, I don't really, like, pay enough of attention to, like, you know all the details about this, because I really don't give that much of a shit. I just, you know, am basically just like, hey, you know, when is he croaked, and, you know, it's like, you know, what other random shit is, you know, happening when it comes to, like, you know, foiling and toiling. So, I mean, after, you know, beyond that, it's like, alright, you know, let me know when he's dead. You convinced Kissinger is an immortal ghoul. See, probably unironically is. He's probably, like, you know, the example and, like, one of the rare pieces of evidence of, like, immortal, like, ghouls and shit. like the fucking ghouls that, like, you know, are irradiated from Fallout and shit. He's just one of those. That's like, you know, the modern medicine of skin grafts to make it look convincing. Rope training Bush in a tragic Roblox accident during a presidency reunion. I'm down with that. Sounds like some good shit to me. Far from medical help would really be at the top of my list. Unfortunately, you know, there's going to be like, you know, people around him that will quickly get him medical aid, unfortunately. So, I mean, yeah, it'll probably take a minute for them to get there, but yeah. Like, Cheney brings the shotgun for round 2 in the secret service work box. Cheney this time. Dude, there's like a weird conspiracy that like Obama whacked Scalia. Because I remember like when he died, there was like some shit that my mom was thinking is like, oh, he didn't have a heart attack. I bet Obama did something to him. And it's just like, oh my fucking god. That would be based, lol. I mean, if it was true, yeah. But I'm just like, yeah, because heart attacks don't kill people, you know? Yeah, that's 100% what happens. Heart attacks are known to never kill people. Choke on Big Mac. Oh, he totally would. Well, hi. That would be the best move of Obama's career. Honestly, low-key though, it would. Clarence Thomas, yeah, okay. At that point, he might redeem himself and actually be the best president. But unfortunately, I haven't done any of that. So, why? We don't get to have that redemption. Can I help you? Seen new Rick and Morty? Not yet. Is it good? Oh yeah. I didn't even know there was a new Rick and Morty actually. Like, damn. Apparently Trump's running out of friends since he scams his lawyers out of payment. Oh wow, just like he does like literally everybody else. He scammed fucking immigrant contract construction workers. He scammed out a fucking tenants, and he scammed fucking like landlords and shit. He's like scammed literally like everybody under the fucking book. Because he's a grifty con man, piece of scumfuck, parasitical shit. Like he has this veneer of being a good businessman or whatever the fuck, and being the art of the deal. But of course, you know, he doesn't like know how to make, you know, fucking proper business deal worth of shit, because he had a silver spoon fed in his fucking mouth and bailed out by fucking daddy every fucking step of the way. So he just doesn't pay people. Did Trump really try to pay his lawyers with a horse? It seems really far-fetched. Yeah. And honestly, dude, you would be surprised how much like a thoroughbred stallion or like mare would go for, dude. Like they can go up to fucking millions because like they're really sought out for horse breeding. Like if you're getting like some workhorse or something like that just for the ranch or some shit, like they're not going to be that much. But if you're getting like a, you know, something for like horse breeding specifically and like going into that trade and shit, like they're worth a fuckload of money. So yeah, this says Zucavo has his work cut out for him. Yeah, it was a free on Adult Swim until a couple days ago. Now that's the placeholder for episode 2, but it's not out yet. Hey. Tasty. Anyway, here, get some fresh stuff grounded up. And play this video. Well, we have like what looks like a lady that would sell me like, you know, some herbal medicinal like crystals or some shit. And then like some hippie stoner chick. Watch documentary on the development of Tom Thumb, boy ignore sad. Yeah. Like you know some of the shit we did for testing atomic weapons on like, you know, what we've done to our own soldiers, right? Like we've had soldiers stand like literally within blast radiuses of these fucking things, where they obviously want to be fucking dead, but at least, you know, close enough to where they can at least see what the results of radiation exposure would do and shit. Like, I mean, and the, you know, these soldiers too were basically, you know, like, you know, were had to sign contracts that, you know, essentially had to be silent about it for pretty much for their entire fucking life, essentially. And it's just like, what the fuck? These people might have legit ended the world in the end. It's just a matter of time. Yeah. It's why, honestly, it's just like, you know, it's, I think, one of the biggest fucking mistakes humanity's ever done outside of fucking industrialization. I mean, it's just like, I mean, because you're just, not only, like, quite literally, but, you know, especially figuratively, but, I mean, well, really, especially literally, you're playing with fucking fire. It's like, oh, here, let's harness, like, the power of, like, what the sun is fucking capable of, and see how powerful we can make that fucking bad boy ourselves. And then use that on us. Because that's a great idea. It's why, you know, especially when it comes to nuclear technology, it's like, I mean, even in the, like, the energy form, it's like we're kind of playing with fire with that. Because, like, I mean, even with the fail-safes and shit, there's still human error, and humans are far from perfect, and they're very fallible. I mean, it's like, and honestly, like, a lot of the reasons why a lot of these, you know, fundamentally at the end of the day, why these nuclear meltdowns have happened is because of human error. Whether because they just never took into account of, like, how to properly build them, or because someone fucked up and didn't properly maintain things, or, you know, go for the procedures correctly. Also have an existential crisis less than 100 years ago. It's hard to understand how crazy it was. Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, in a lot of ways, we kind of, you know, are now with that a little bit. Maybe not like a full-on existential crisis, but a sense of, like, major concern, because I think there is, like, a lot of this, like, fear of nuclear Armageddon and shit like that that's kind of resurfaced again. And, you know, like, I think there's, you know, like, something to be said about it a little bit, because people are, like, definitely aware these things exist, and things aren't necessarily getting more stable. So, I mean, it's like, even if we take all these other catastrophic elements, you know, variables out of it, like this one right here, you know, really makes, you know, a major catalyst that makes everything else, frankly, at the end of the day, look like a fucking cakewalk. Because especially when those are used en masse, like, we don't know fundamentally what the ramifications of that would be. Like, we know what it would be like if they are done isolated, like, in a more isolated sense, like if you drop it on a city or two, or drop it in, like, one area for testing and shit. But beyond that, we don't really know fundamentally, like, the actual, like, full en masse global use of what that would be. We can guesstimate, but we're never really going to know until we do it. Unless we reconfigure or disarm or do something with these nukes that does not make them nukes anymore, you know, then, like, we're making that gamble still. At least as a species, maybe not obviously individually, but, you know. I wouldn't necessarily like one government would be at fault inherently to it, outside of, you know, if they launch them first. Back then, no one had to, it would work like it did. It's more of what we did after the horse is out of the barn and the race was on. Yeah. And obviously, yeah, like, hindsight, you know, it's not just 2020, but it's also a bitch. Because, you know, now we can see, like, a lot of the ramifications, you know, just from testing these things. And just, like, you know, from them in and themselves. You know, so it's just, like, you know, times that by, like, 1,000 or more. You know, depending on how many launch, which, you know, there's a lot of them. I mean, you know, it's just like, I mean, that is really, you know, like, what we don't know. I mean, we definitely know what, like, the capability of one of them can be. But, you know, so, I mean, it's at that point just, like, it's a force multiplier. Like, you know, if you know what the destruction is capable of, you know, like, one of our modern Minuteman ICBM missiles and shit, and times that by however fucking many we have, then you're just going to know, at least with that in itself, how much damage could globally be done. And then, you know, and that's just not accounting for literally every other, you know, current active piece of arsenal that's available and shit, you know, ready to use. Because there's, like, nuke subs, there's, you know, the ones that are, like, in actual silos, there's, like, you know, trucks that fucking, you know, have, you know, like these missiles, you know, on them for, like, more smaller ordinances. There are, you know, aircraft that can drop them. I mean, like, there's a lot of different ways that these, you know, weapons are available, you know, to be used. And they all have different means and abilities, you know, to be used, and they're all not just airburst, you know, type of weapons. Because obviously if it's an airburst, it's like the consequences of an airburst like nuclear type of weapon aren't nearly as bad as the comparison if you dropped it like literally right on the ground. Because there's not as much radioactive dust and shit in the air that, you know, could potentially be exposed and shit. Because if it's in the air, you know, not much surface damage, so to speak, is going to happen outside of just flattening the fuck out of everything. So, I mean, it's, you know, it's a very, it just kind of depends at the end of the day, but when you have so fucking many, it doesn't really matter. Because a lot of them will hit the ground and a lot of them will be airbursts, but, you know, we're never going to know the true consequence of, like, what collectively all of that, you know, would do. Which, I'd rather not find out. You know what I mean? I don't think anyone does. Because it ain't going to be like Fallout. Drop me on the... And, why? What like, why do you do that? Dude, half the UFO documentaries I watch are... If half of the UFO documentaries I watched are true, then Einstein was extremely base for advocating the UN one world government as early as post-World War II. I mean, I would say he kind of was, even, you know, despite that, frankly. Because he was kind of a leftist socialist type of guy, you know, outside of his scientific expanses and shit. So, I mean, he was just based, you know, kind of all around. So, I mean, because honestly, like, I mean, he also was, you know, like somebody that, you know, wanted to see a very strong UN as well. And a UN that was actually, like, worth a shit, which, honestly, I'd argue maybe at that time when it first started forming and first was being a thing, I'd probably say it was. At this point, not really. Have we not used them in war since 1945? You have to give that some thought. I mean, I think it's just because, like, at least with the major superpowers, I mean, at first, at least with, like, the US, the USSR, and a little later down the line, France and England, but, like, I mean, I think it's just because the idea of, like, yeah, we both have these, you know, type of weapons, and, you know, we have tested them, so we are definitely... It's hot. Like, hot. For me, just like a little bit of onion and garlic powder, just a little bit.
I put garlic in it. You want onions in it?
I don't really taste too much garlic in it.
Put a lot of garlic in it.
Maybe I just
also
love.
threw basically the other taste you get is the Italian spice.
Mm.
Is there anything else you think you want in it?
I guess just like the onions and a tinge of pepper.
Chili pepper? Chance or a dash?
I mean, a good little surface sprinkle, on the top and whatever.
Both or each one?
Yeah, get like a good healthy dose of the onion one, and then like a nice little good sprinkle of the pepper.
Right.
Apparently need tritium to maintain nukes, and Russia probably doesn't have any, among other problems, so there's a question about how prepared they really are anymore. I mean, that is true. I mean, I guess there is those type of factors as well. I mean, also you have to, probably consider, like, is the U.S. maintaining, like, all of them, when it comes to their weapons, when it comes to that? Probably not, because look how it maintains the rest of its shit, Like, I mean, there's straight up, like, places out, like, in Nevada and shit where it's, like, essentially just a graveyard of old military shit that's just rotting. It's like, it gets manufactured at the factories, gets all made up, and then they don't do anything with them, and they eventually just plop them in the desert, and they just rot there and rust. Which I think is bullshit. You might as well at least have a nice, decent warehouse, in case, we might need them, or just, like, offer a discount, or just sell them to a nation that, wants to try to modernize their military force or some shit. Because I don't even necessarily inherently got an issue with, like, selling, like, tanks or something to, like, another nation that's like, hey, we want to modernize the military, so we want to, like, get, like, 40 tanks, for our army or some shit. It's like, okay. I don't inherently got issues with that. It's just America's war profiteering, just imperialistic garbage and shit that, it's just fundamentally the issue. If it's just like a mutual, like, good terms, like, hey, we get something, from you as a nation, and we'll give you, these materials and shit as a return. Then it's like, okay, like, that's understandable, like a Lend-Lease program or something, but fortunately, that's not how America works. So, yeah. I mean, kind of. Because we give our F-35s and shit, which, frankly, I feel bad for any fucking country getting that shit. Like, I mean, we give F-35s to Korea, England, France, Israel, Japan, I think, as well. Like, we've given the F-35 to a couple of nations.
Dinner will be done.
Huh?
8 minutes and dinner will be done.
Okay.
Andrew's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You bitched me last night. You're like, you should come with you. You told me in gritty.
Nah, you're fine. You're good.
I'm making you spaghetti.
I know. Why you
Why am I making you food?
Why you being a housewife? Yeah, what the hell? What?
Because it makes your fucking day go better. Okay. Not a housewife.
I'm being a smart ass. Holy shit.
Fuck up. A roommate who likes to cook.
Same here. I like to cook as well, but I'm just doing this, so Tomorrow
Well, you also gave me your Xbox controller, so I might as well cook you dinner.
Yeah, fair enough.
Hey, I can play Call of Duty right now instead of fucking trying to fucking do it on my fucking tablet.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
Fucking hard as
because
fuck. You also gotta realize I haven't played Call of Duty in like fucking.
me either, honestly.
Fuck, dude, I played Call of Duty for fucking 6 months straight.
I don't think I played it that long since I was like a teenager, but
I had a PS4. I still have a PS4. It's at my mom's house.
nice.
And when I'm there, I barely play because I'd rather spend time with my mom than fucking play video games. No fucking way.
Yeah. I take an F-22 over F-35. At least 22 is proven air superiority fighter. Yeah.
No, I want an F-16. Fuck you all.
Yeah, I mean, it's technically obsolete in today's standards, because isn't it 4th gen fighter?
No, it's the F-18s.
Well, the F-15s, well, aren't they the same 4th gen? Because 5th gen are like the new stealth fighters, aren't
You
they?
mean the F-24s?
Yeah, I mean F-24. You mean F-22 Raptors?
Yeah.
Yeah, aren't those the like 5th gen stealth fighters? Yeah, so like 4th gen would be like, you know.
But if I really had to pick one, I'd probably pick a fucking B2.
Oh, the Spirit. I think that's a 6.
The Nighthawk? Yes.
Oh, the triple F-11 Nighthawk.
Yeah, the fucking one that
Yeah.
nobody can fucking find because they're fucking all black and fucking doesn't show
Stealth.
up on the radar.
Yeah.
Stealth bomber.
Well, I mean, we have to like. I just kind of realized. I mean, honestly, America's like bomber aircraft aren't really that many. There's the B-2 Lancer. There's the or the B-1 Lancer. There's the B-2 Spirit, which is that Arrowhead, you know, bomber, and then there's the B-52 Stratofortress, which we've had that since fucking like Vietnam.
Yeah, well, that thing's huge. I don't want something like that.
Yeah, that'd be fucking ridiculous.
Big payload.
Yeah, then there's I think the one you're talking about, the F1, like the 1117 or something like that.
The B2.
Yeah, that'd be the Spirit. There, yeah, that big, nice like Arrowhead looking. That thing is fucking slick.
There's a new one now that I actually figured out that bombers cannot beat. There's one that holds 75,000 pounds
Fucking hell.
of bombs.
Jesus.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot. Fucking hell. Stereotype that I was served the man's enduring one. I mean, honestly, like, I mean, I've personally never been inherently against, like, you know, housemate thing, but I just want to be, like, a consensual mutual thing. Which is obviously, like, what my roommate's doing. But obviously not, like, a partner thing, obviously. But, you know, like, I wouldn't mind being a house husband or whatever the fuck, you know, for my wife/husband or whatever the fuck. Like, I literally wouldn't give a shit. Stay home, make dinner, and, you know, kind of tend to the place a little bit and shit like that. Just kind of chill in between. Sure, yeah, fuck it, yeah. Do I get paid for it? Because that's the one thing that I, you know, wish, you know, would be, you know, something that would be the case. It's like, if there's, like, the housewife or the house husband or whatever the shit, they get paid too, you know, some sort of a wage, you know, because what they're doing is fucking work as well. Just because they're not necessarily, you know, in the traditional workforce or whatever the fuck doesn't mean they are still doing work. Yeah, I would hate that. I would get so bored. One of the reasons I'll probably never have kids. Yeah, me neither. I mean, obviously, like, I mean, I would, you know, probably go out and about and do my own shit, too. Like, I wouldn't be, like, a house husband every fucking day, but, you know, like, I wouldn't mind, you know, sharing that role, you know, so to speak. I guess there's a better way of putting it, like, because I like doing some shit. Like, I like doing some of the cooking. I like, you know, I like trying to clean up the place a little bit, but, you know, it's like, it's more of a mutual thing. And I mean, that's kind of the thing. Like, if there's like a mutual consenting, like, trad-con type of relationship, or like or you know, just a consenting relationship, period, then it's fine, you know, as far as I'm concerned. Like, if there's two people that want to have a trad-con relationship or whatever the fuck, or that type of, you know, style of, you know, living and shit, then go for it. You know, but it's when, like, it's when people try to rub that in on everybody else is when that becomes fundamentally more of an issue. Yeah, because at least some elements of, like, that quote-unquote, like, trad-con lifestyle and shit, I don't necessarily see too much of a problem with, but it's just, like, it's when you try to make that literally, like, the norm of what everyone has to live by. It's like, no, fuck that. I like how I had these just two chicks just kind of staring at us in the corner. With Zane Country Zane Country. But honestly, you know, knowing this country, it is insane. I mean, anyone could have told you that, but yeah. I'm gonna get one loaded up, y'all. I got my shit grounded up. After I've heavily procrastinated. But we were into a very fun, interesting little topic. Dystopian one, but hey, fun one nonetheless. Boom. Anyway, let's see what this is all about. What do you got, ladies? What do you got for us?
Since Roe v. Wade was overturned, I've been trying to share stories that demonstrate how it doesn't just impact women who want abortions, even though obviously that is indeed the case and that's still wrong, but it also impacts women who want to have babies, but unfortunately they have miscarriages, and then in order to get the procedure to remove the fetus, doctors are really apprehensive about that in certain states, like Texas, for example, because they don't want to be accused by the Texas Attorney General of doing an abortion on a live fetus, since the procedure to remove the dead fetus after you miscarry is functionally the same type of procedure. So it absolutely affects women who don't want abortions necessarily. But on top of that, there's a new story that I wanted to read. Actually, it's not necessarily new, it's several weeks old, but I think it's really important. So it demonstrates a way that these GOP lawmakers maybe didn't anticipate. It affects women getting access to life-saving medication. We're talking about medication that is used to treat cancer, rheumatoid arthritis.
Do it anyway, civil disobedience essential to a free state. Well, of course. I mean, I absolutely think it is. I mean, that's why, honestly, lately I've been kind of thinking about, you know, getting some fucking spray paint and shit. If enough people will fight back, we can take down the fascists. Well, I think also, you know, part of that is that, you know, it has to kind of come to the whole, like, push comes to shove thing. And there has been, you know, like, I guess fortunately in a way, you know, not enough of that for people to, like, really stand up to it. I mean, also at the same time, Portland, too, is also kind of a little bit of a bubble in this case, in a sense, because Portland has a history of actively and openly fighting back against fascists that like to come around here in comparison to other cities, at least way more so than other cities like Minneapolis, Detroit, wherever the fuck else. Especially, like, smaller towns like Sierra de Leone or wherever the fuck in Idaho and shit. So it's just like, I mean, around here, you know, it's like there is definitely a lot more of a sense of organization towards that, you know, in comparison to other places, which is good, but that needs to be spread far more and far more wide. Because a part of me is just like, I'm itching to want to fuck with these motherfuckers because they fuck with people literally every single goddamn day of their fucking existence. And it's just like, it's nice to know that, you know, they're getting fucked with too, you know, for once. And they're all getting all up in a little hoopla and the tuzzy, and it's just like, alright, do some shit. Come back to Portland especially, since you're all too fucking pussy and you got your tails tucked between your legs, you know, thinking about it. Rather drop a Moab on her ass instead, you fucking psychos. So it's just like, since you can't do that, bring it on, come on, do something, bitch. You know, it's just like, cause, yeah, I mean, I sure shit got no problem fighting back. In fact, I don't mind taking the fight to them. I mean, it's frankly, as far as I give a shit. They can stay away for all I care. Well, yeah, good, I'd rather. Hence why I say I'd rather take the fight to them as far as I give a shit. Yeah? It's ready? Yay! Here. While we continue to watch this, we'll continue to watch this, but here. We'll serve myself some food. Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness, boy. Let's go.
Save some for your dad, too.
Well, maybe we don't wanna.
Fuck you.
I'm just kidding, bro. You know I will. Oh, damn shit. Look at this. Oh, shit. Okay, we got... So we got to show this back. Oh, yeah. There we go. I was wondering how this... But you fucking can't. Oh, look at those noodles. Yeah, look at this back. Look at them noodles. Oh, tremendous noodleage. Amazing noodleage. The noodleage. Quality noodleage. I like extra noodles in my bitch. Yeah, that's right. No garlic toast.
Show us the good for what I made.
Yeah, you're all good, bro. Love you, bud. I made base spaghetti last night. Ooh, good shit. Good shit. Oh, look at this. Ooh, you know what? I know you won't be able to see too much of it, but ooh, look at that. Ooh, yeah, boy.
Okay, enough of the ooh. Let's get moving.
Yeah, well, hey, you know.
That's not great.
this shit look fucking.
Cats are starting to breathe down my neck. Come on.
Oh my god, even the cats want some, dude. They got a whole line going on here. Well, pardon me, jeez. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's go before I start getting. Oh, wait, hold on. I need a fork. That's necessary, and, Alright. A little bit of the mammal. That was a harmonic. I got a harmonic in that bitch. Okay, that's kind of a curse of being a musician a little bit. Okay. Woo woo. Wait, what the hell? How did that shit go back to the very beginning? What the hell? Harambe spaghetti. Italian sausage. Sprinkled shredded cheddar cheese and toasted garlic Texas toast. Sounds amazing. Okay, what the fuck? Where are we? Like, we're like, what, right around here or something?
I think it's really important. So it demonstrates a way that these GOP lawmakers maybe didn't anticipate. It affects women getting access to life-saving medication. We're talking about medication that is used to treat cancer, rheumatoid arthritis, even ulcers. Now, the reason why women's access to this type of medication, these types of medications in particular, is complicated because of abortion bans is because these medications could cause women to have issues with their pregnancy. So, in the event you have this medication and a GOP attorney general in Louisiana, for example, says, are you taking that medication for your illness or are you taking that in order to have an abortion? Now doctors are worried about this. Pharmacists are a little bit more concerned about prescribing this. So let's get to the story here. So this is from the Washington Post. Medicines that treat conditions from cancer to autoimmune diseases to ulcers can also end a pregnancy or cause birth defects. As a result, doctors and pharmacists in more than a dozen states with strict abortion restrictions must suddenly navigate whether and when to order such drugs because they could be held criminally liable and lose their licenses for prescribing some of them to pregnant women. Even if they can show their patients suffer from conditions such as rheumatoid arthritis, some doctors worry they could be prosecuted for prescribing such drugs to a patient with an unintended pregnancy.
And that's just due to how fucking retardedly vague this shit is. It's like, oh, you know, it's like, oh, you know, it's like we just are gonna basically just kind of ban abortion full stop, and literally anything and everything that has to do with that will be as well. It will be restricted, and you will lose your license, potentially be jailed as a doctor. So that basically means like any fucking like, you know, drug or any medication that probably has, for the most part, literally fuck all to do with, you know, pregnancies and shit, outside of fucking them up, you know, from taking them while being pregnant, potentially, and having, you know, like, these, you know, like, you know, fascist motherfuckers try to legislate that away and shit, to where, like, these women are basically just not fucking, you know, being, so, like, impacted by, you know, like, these abortion laws, by, you know, like, directly, inherently, up until this point. Because now it's just like, oh, well, we can't get you this medication because we might lose our license because, you know, you're potentially pregnant or some shit. It's like, what? It's like, what the fuck? It's like, why should this be the case in the first place? Like, why is this even a thing?
Because they can no longer seek abortions in their home states should they accidentally become pregnant while taking such drugs, no matter how grievous the injuries to the developing fetus. So just let that sink in. If you live in one of these states and you're simply taking medication so that way you're not bedridden with rheumatoid arthritis, it's debilitating, it's crippling, but you're taking one of these medications and now all of a sudden your doctor is saying, I don't know if I can prescribe this to you because what if you get pregnant? Then this can affect your pregnancy. This could harm the fetus. And then as a result, you might not be able to get an abortion on said fetus that is damaged as a result of taking this medication. So we don't want to be responsible in the event this turns into a criminal case. Now,
Jesus Christ. They want 19th century, including 19th century like medicine. Fuck that. But that's being generous. They want like fucking 16th era century shit. Like 16th and 17th century era of just like, oh, you know, it's like we want to basically have like herbal medicine and like God to basically be our medicine. Yes. Fucked all this modern medicine woke garbage.
No case yet, but we're not talking about hypotheticals when it comes to this access for women being complicated. This is actually happening right now. For example, Becky Hubbard, 46, has decided to get sterilized so that she can go back on the only medication that has relieved her disabling pain from rheumatoid arthritis for the last 8 years. Soon after the Supreme Court struck down Roe v. Wade, the Tennessee woman said she got an ultimatum from her rheumatologist. If she wanted to stay on the treatment of choice for her condition, a drug called methotrexate, she was told she had to go on birth control despite her age and history of infertility. Quote, it is...
So this woman, which look at her, yeah. She probably is at a point of her age where she couldn't have children anyway, even if she tried. And that's also, you know, without, you know, given the point of like her being, you know, having a history of infertility. So it's like, she essentially was already like sterile for the most part. And, yeah, like, and barely had like really much of a history when it comes to having pregnancy whatsoever, but like, and considering her age, probably can't even at this point. It's like, oh, well, we can't, you know, give you this because you might be pregnant anyway. It's like, what?
Said Hubbard.
So like, you could literally look at her and be like, yeah, like, honestly, no way in chance in hell you're gonna get pregnant because you're, like, at that point, you know, past, like, the menopause stage, honestly. Like, I mean, just being honest. Like, I mean, there ain't no way you're gonna get pregnant after that point.
Johnson.
I mean, has there honestly been a case? Like, because like, I don't think there ever has, as far as I'm aware.
Now waiting to see her gynecologist. There are no reliable estimates of how many women like Hubbard may have had their treatment regimens affected under the spate of new abortion bans, but some patient advocates say they have received dozens of reports from people encountering obstacles in the weeks since Roe's reversal. Quote, we were surprised at the sheer number of complaints from people with arthritis and autoimmune conditions who were having problems filling prescriptions for methotrexate after the Dobbs decision, said Stephen Newmark, Director of Policy and Chief Legal Officer for the Global Health Living Foundation, a nonprofit that advocates on behalf of people with chronic diseases. So I want to touch on additional details from Becky's story here because this story really demonstrates how absurd these abortion bans are, and more importantly, how far-reaching they are. So this is a woman who is now going to get sterilized because she believes that that's the easiest way to get continued access to her medication for rheumatoid arthritis. If she were not able to get this medication, she said...
I mean, honestly, there's no way to prove... I mean, there's, like, no fault... Like, you know, there's, like, no way to disprove that you're going to get pregnant at that point if you're sterilized. Like, yeah, like, just a surefire way I'm never going to be now. So, give me my medication, you son of a bitch. I mean, not that, like, anyone should ever have to go for that just for some fucking arthritis medication.
Constant pain, but because of this medication, she's able to live a semi-normal life. Like, not everything is perfect, but without this medication, her life would be much, much worse. And what's really absurd about this is she's in her 40s, and her husband have been together for decades, and she can't have children. They don't believe that they can have children. I don't know if it's her or her husband specifically, but for 2 decades they've been, you know, having sex, and they haven't conceived a child. So the fact that she has to get on birth control is really insane, considering the likelihood of her getting pregnant is minimal, and also birth control affects her health. So she was on birth control before, and she felt like it wasn't right for her. It affected her health in a negative way. But now she's faced with this option. If you want this medication, so you don't have to suffer from debilitating rheumatoid arthritis. You either have to get sterilized or get on birth control. This is why she's opting for sterilization. Do you understand how absurd this is? This is happening in the United States of America. We're not
It's like, she doesn't even need to be sterilized, but nonetheless, I mean, here we are. I mean, I guess she isn't necessarily past the menopausal stage, but still, it's just like, I mean, considering her age, I mean, at that point, I mean, it's still very unlikely that you're actually going to, like, get pregnant by that point. I mean, it's like, I'm trying to think, because, my mom had me, like, in her early 40s and shit, but that was kind of, like quote-unquote miracle baby, because they didn't even really know that, or at least my mom didn't know she was pregnant with me up until, like, you know, like a month in, give or take, about, you know, so she didn't, you know, she wasn't really aware of it for a while, you know, and then when she did, she kind of withheld it from my dad for some reason, and then blurted it out in an argument, you know, to him. To give him the, you know, give him the info then. If everyone including fetuses had equal rights, and no one including fetus has the right to use an person survive for any including survival without that person's consent. Yeah, so the fetus would thus have to basically be immediately aborted because, hey, you didn't ask for consent, you know, to your mother if they could do that. So. I mean, it's just like, too, it's like when you actually, like, expand what their logic is, they wouldn't, you know, agree to it, obviously. But it just shows, like, you know, how much of a two-faced, hypocritical piece of shit they are, because fundamentally they're not necessarily about, like, the equal rights to literally everyone, including fetuses and shit. They're just forced birthers. Like, I mean, once you're born, they don't give a shit at that point.
Distant, newly democratized regime with, you know, semi-authoritarian leaders who are, you know, trying to cling to power and overreach and, you know, clamp down on the civilization. Like, this is happening in the United States of America. Is that not insane to you? She has to get sterilized to get medication for rheumatoid arthritis because of abortion bans. If this doesn't get pro-lifers to rethink their stance, nothing will. And unfortunately, this isn't going to get pro-lifers. And when I say pro-lifer, I should call them forced birthers because that's what they are, so I want to correct myself there. But they will never change their stance, even when it comes to stories like this, because they actually believe that abortion is murder. That's how insane these people are. One more story here. Claire Abbey, who lives near Austin, has taken methotrexate since she was diagnosed with juvenile arthritis at age 4. When she was 18, her doctors tried to wean her off the drug, believing she was going into remission. Quote, things went down south really fast, said Abbey, now 26. She developed inflammation in her eyes, which led to cataracts. The medicine that stopped her eyes from deteriorating further was methotrexate. Your health can deteriorate rapidly and also permanently if you stop taking methotrexate, Abbey said. My vision damage was permanent. Abbey said she takes birth control, but her doctors also recently added a pregnancy test to the routine lab work she has to undergo to stay on the medication. A change that coincided with Texas's increasingly strict abortion restrictions. Quote, they hadn't done that before.
Fuck Texas. And I like how she is behind what looks like a fucking oil pipe or some shit.
So women...
Oh, Texas. God, love to hate it.
Have to jump through hoops to get medication that they rely on so they can live somewhat normal lives because of these abortion bans. This is what the forced birthers did. Are you happy?
I mean, this is just like, I mean, what just shouldn't even happen in the first place. I mean, the fact that we already have like a middleman for-profit insurance company scheme fucking health insurance system in itself is already a fucking crime. But this, you know, shit too, you know, is just also, you know, like, beyond fucking criminal. I mean, this shit is like fucking, you know, like, you know, should be tried at like the fucking Hague or Nuremberg for all, you know, for all intents and purposes, considering how fascistic and fucking, you know, like, anti-human it is fundamentally. It's fucking so in the U.S. system of democracy, at least 12 completely deplorable states. Yeah. And yeah, and you know, it's just like, as much as, you know, we want to like dog on, you know, the fucking Dems and shit for their shit, like Hillary, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I mean, her calling them fucking deplorables and like, you know, Biden at least somewhat calling them out in that Dark Brandon speech or whatever, which is milquetoast at fucking best. I mean, It's like, yeah, it's true. It's like the rare cases where they actually are being fucking honest about shit. Because also I remember a time when Hillary was saying, oh, they're all deplorables, blah, blah, blah. It's like, you know, even at the time I was like, but no, she was right. Rare instance where she was. Neo-fascist theocracies. Yeah, or at least that's what they're trying to establish, and they want that for the entire fucking country and shit. Like in fucking this mod for the game that I have, Kaiserreich and shit. Like they like they're when the Civil War happens, it's basically America First / the Civil Legion, which is basically the old version of Patriot Repair and Patriot Front. Like they basically formulate the American Union State, which is like the South, because it literally secedes the South, and that's what they're called. You know, under Huey Long, and it's just like, oh my god. I just like. I mean, think of that, where it's like, that's pretty much what they want. They want, like, this fucking, you know, proto, like, or, like, pseudo-populist type of figurehead, you know, like a Huey Long type or a Trump type or some shit, where, you know, they basically get, like, you know, oh, we all get, you know, like, the every man a king, or, like, everyone, you know, or making America great again, and blah, 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 making it first, and all this other shit. And basically just, you know, it has that, you know, surface level fucking facade under the guise of just, you know, fascist theocratic nationalism and shit. Which also has a very nice, good, strong garnish of white supremacy to boot.
Life, making these women jump through hoops, forcing them to get on birth control, take pregnancy tests in order to get their medication for arthritis. It's just so barbaric, so cruel. Now, there's a couple of other things that I want to touch on with regard to the story. We're not going to dive back in, but there's a lupus patient mentioned in this story. Her name is Becky Schwartz, and the firm that owns her rheumatologist's practice, they put a pause on her methotrexate prescriptions. Now, she's lucky because she refilled right before this pause was put into place, but her life was in limbo. She was worrying, oh my god, am I going to be able to get this medication that I need to treat my lupus? A very severe autoimmune disorder. My sister suffers from this, and I know how serious it is firsthand. Now, on top of that, you have, in states with abortion bans, Walgreens has told pharmacists that they need to ask for diagnosis codes before giving out methotrexate prescriptions.
What the fuck?
Now, Walgreens is trying to follow the laws in these states, but at the same time, you know, this is so cruel and so unnecessary. Now, I do want to point...
California, Oregon, Washington, mail or medication free of charge, 5-pack giving means necessary. And honestly, even with these doctors, too, and these fucking hospitals and pharmacists, like, honestly, they should be breaking the law, like, in these states. And openly doing so. Like, if, like, you have most of these fucking doctors and pharmacists, you know, to the point where there's, like, literally none of them left in these fucking states, then nobody's getting treated for shit. Nobody. So, it's just like, I mean, it's like... I mean, also with that, it's like you really think a FedGov, you know, at least with this current one under this shit, you know, I don't know, it wouldn't necessarily behoove me for them to, you know, pardon them and shit like that. You probably unironically want that. Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's kind of the point, you know, frankly. I mean, I will admit, you know, to some extent. Which I guess is why, you know, doctors haven't and pharmacists haven't been doing that. But, like, I mean, part of me is like... No. So, like, I mean, no, fuck that. Like, that, you know, it's like the fact that they, you know, think they can just, like, break the core tenement of, like, you know, what being a doctor is or being a nurse and shit, which is fucking helping people. And, you know, try to, like, you know, make that, you know, a law where I have to, like, forcibly break that, you know, fucking core tenement of what being a doctor is. No, fuck that shit. I mean, it shouldn't be allowed, and there should at least be like some sort of federal law, in place where it's like, hey, if there are states that implement laws that go against that fucking edict and credence, then it's like then those type of shit, and those type of laws are essentially null and void. They have no effect because of supremacy clause, bitch. Federal law overrides state law, motherfucker. I want to know what photo that is. Oh god. You know what, Logan? That could be anything. That could be a dog. That could be garden. That could be him. So that could be some chick he's hanging out with. I don't fucking know. Oh my god. Help me, Dagnar. Hey. Yes, you do, Matt Gaines. Epic meme. It's a meme? Alright.
Price rights. Anti-choice states are restricting methotrexate. It is available from Mark Cuban's pharmacy for 58 cents a tablet with no insurance. Now, it does say that a prescription is required, so if you're unable to have it filled by Walgreens, this may be another possibly cheaper avenue if you are one of the people affected by this. But again, I just want this story to get out there because it's so absurd. Like, when we visualize abortions in this country, not everyone, but, a certain amount of people, forced birthers primarily, they always visualize it as women just, like, flippantly getting abortions at, like, 8 months. It's so preposterous. Like, they have a caricature in their minds of women. But
which honestly is extremely fucking rare that ever happens in the first place. And frankly, honestly, even if that is the case that does happen, that's still the woman's fucking choice. I don't give a shit. Like, I might have my own personal qualms that are like, yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. At that point, you might as well wait until adoption or whatever the fuck. At least if there's nothing wrong with the fetus. But, I mean, at the end of the day, it's still a fucking choice. So, like, even if that is the fucking case, like, at least that's how I see it.
The women who need access to an abortion because they want to have one. It's not some light decision. Almost all women, they view this seriously. It's not something that they just choose to do. It's a significant procedure, which is why it needs to be safe and legal and done by doctors, not in back alleys with coat hangers. But now, these bans are so strict. Republicans are so punitive, with these bounty laws and whatnot, that now doctors and pharmacists and corporations that,
post-birth abortions. I mean, it's like some of these fucking far-right freaks literally think that is also the case. Like, some of these forced birthers also literally fucking think that there are mothers out there that are like, after they birth their baby, are like, I don't want it, so kill it. Like with, like infanticide or fucking, post-birth abortion, basically, as they're saying. It's like, what? Like, that also, like, that never happens. Like, no matter, like, I don't care what fucking happens at the point. That never just happens. Like, I don't care what circumstance. That just doesn't happen. Like, if a baby just happens to die, then it was like terminal from the get-go, and there wasn't really anything that anyone could have done about that fucking situation outside of, I don't know, abort it. But, so, like, I mean, if only, like, there was still some laws in place that the Supreme Court didn't fuck over.
To people like Walgreens, now, they're restricting access to medications that women need, even if it has nothing to do with pregnancy, but just because these medications can affect pregnancies. This is the world that we live in, America in 2022. It's certainly not surprising, but it's still absolutely cruel and disgusting, and I will never stop throwing stories like this in the faces of pro-birthers who pushed for this. You did this. Own it. Take responsibility for the pain and suffering that you're causing right now.
I mean, no shit. And honestly, a good chunk of them are not going to give a fuck either way. Because, they think that's the price to pay, for saving babies and, make sure they don't get murdered or whatever the fucking such shit. Anyway, here, let me see what this meme is. I'm taking a screen down first. What is this? This is a meme that I don't even... Do I even get this? Huh? The Queen when she runs into Kobe. What, did she get like dunked on or something? I mean, the problem is that she wouldn't be in heaven. So she wouldn't see Kobe in the first place. That's the main problem. And for two, I don't get it. What, you trip her ass or something? It's like, I'm taking that ball and swoop, trip, bitch. Got tripped. Like, I mean, what? Not a basketball fucking nerd, okay? I mean, you know me. I don't know enough about this shit. So the guy locked himself in the laundry room again? I think he did. Didn't Kobe have some rape charges? So this could happen in hell. I don't know. Did he? I honestly don't know. Here. You know that. But how I bought my 8-year-old. Abandoned it in the alleyway. Abandoned it in the store, I don't know. Accused the kid of being a witch. Turn this up. See a mass, 1692. Witches, Jack, and rock sacks, baby. Sailors is removed. Those were the good old days. Those were the good old days. You write book and buy the book. You bring those back again. Taliban, USA, Taliban, USA, Taliban, USA. Before the sun comes up, we rest and plot and pray. Rugged Bibles and the flag, the Taliban, USA. I need more songs like this. I know there's this song. There's also like a hardcore, like more country version that Joe Biafra did of Mojo Nixon that called "The Fetus Will Be Aborted," which is actually a play on of a Christian hymn. Funny enough. So they took the tune of a Christian hymn and made it a pro-abortion song. I know it's free speech as an anti-LGBTQ people are conveniently completely absent from the situation in the UK. Like the anti-queer folk with the situation in the UK. Well, I mean, outside of the Queen being dead and like the anti-royal protests that are going on against their new king or whatever the fuck. I mean, what else is going on? I guess outside of them being a turf island, too. Jowling, Cowling, Rowling. The Jowling, Cowling, Rowling committed free speech defender. Specifically for purpose of eliminating the TV and LGBT, Nigel Farage media presented who joined years of permanent seats, shows who is against cancel culture, people calling him out on lies and economic migrants. Here's Morgan, free speech defender, cancel culture mocker who used free speech mostly to attack minorities, especially when those minorities are above their station, like Meghan Markle. Yeah. Because honestly, England, as much as we got our fucking problems and shit, people are being arrested in the UK for protesting these fuckers. Yeah, because you have all the royalists, elitists, monarchists, and capitalists, like J.K. Rowling, Nigel Farage, and Piers Morgan, and all these other racist scum fucking pieces of transphobic, queer-hating fucking pieces of shit, are fundamentally, basically the very thing wrong with everything about England. Like, at least when it comes to the satire that I like to do, I wouldn't be so gung-ho, like, Minuteman Patriot, Americana, whatever the fuck about it, if, the British people actually, got their shit together again. Because there was a time where they actually had legitimately, like, a good, strong, labor history and queer history, too, of fighting back against this type of shit, especially during Thatcher's era. Like, because there's a movie called Pride that's about, like, a lot of the Welsh miners that were striking during the 80s, and a lot of the, queer liberation movement at the time, and at least some of them getting in solidarity together and fighting together for both of their rights, on top of the understanding and equity of there's some miners who are queer here as well, and there's also some of us who are miners and workers as well who are also within unions too. So it's just like, it fundamentally comes down to a movie really about solidarity, but also about workers' rights and queer liberation. It's actually kind of like a twofer when it comes to, being a movie about, against the system and shit. And it's called Pride. And so, I haven't seen it yet, but I've seen various different scenes of the film, and it looks like it's really good. So I recommend checking it out, even though I haven't seen it entirely yet. But it's just like, if the British were able to actually kind of get their shit together a little bit and actually fucking denounce their shit and quit being fucking queer hating turf island anti-worker fucking royalist monarch fucking weirdos and shit. I mean, I'll at least give, more of the younger British people, one thing, is that they aren't really as connected to that type of shit. In fact, quite the opposite, if anything, so. Kind of like in the US, I feel like it's only a matter of time before, tides start shifting a little bit. At least for the US, we're already starting to see that. But UK seems like they're dragging on a little bit, but it's because they kind of usually follow what we do. So, if we're kind of in the moment that we're in right now, then it's going to be like another year or two before England gets into that type of phase. Maybe longer, so. We used to be their pulpit, but now it's the other way around. So mad about the war, England. The Queen was so upset she croaked. And now you have a king that no one likes. Seethe. Cope, England. At least the royalists and the monarchists still. They can cope and seethe. I've had a really strong blend of satire and seriousness with England. As it always is. Because I honestly do have a weird, legitimate, British people. I do kind of have that weird vibe a little bit. Because there is, kind of a legit sense of, condensation of, "Oi, what about you? You silly Americans?" It's yeah, maybe on some stuff. Certain shit, sure. You're still ran by a monarchy. That England be admitted as the 51st state after Brexit. Really? How would that even work? And wouldn't that technically be multiple states instead of one? Because there's Wales, there's Scotland, and then there's and technically if you want to get even more technical about Cornwall, Northumbria, fucking it's so there's 5 right there. So and also Ireland. What about that Northern Ireland shit? What, do we just give that to fucking you know, like, Ireland or something? Or do we just, like, gobble up Ireland, too? How would that work? I know, that's what I'm saying. How would that even work? I mean, it's like... It's like, I know they're a puppet to us, but I mean, Jesus, I didn't think, you know, Trump wanted it that blatant. To England, they actually consider it before saying no. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my God, you gotta be serious. Fuck that, I want Scotland, they're more based in England. Yeah, honestly, yeah, they might be Catholic as fuck, but they're Scottish. They like to burden it. They like to burden it all to the ground. And also, aren't they like a little bit more, like, progressive leaning in comparison to, like, the rest of England? Because of, like, obviously some of the more anti-imperialist, you know, mindset that they kind of have. I know they tend to have maybe be a little bit more socially conservative on some stuff, but... I mean, honestly, it's like you know, like, if anything, they're like teddy bears and Care Bears in comparison to, like, the fucking xenophobic, weird nationalistic shit that we have to deal with here. You know, so, you know, like, fundamentally, like, whatever they got is going to be, like, something that we can at least, like, you know, discuss with and, you know, talk with and be like, all right, we could probably convince otherwise and make them at least not be so weird about it like they are and shit, you know, but... Over here, though, okay, yeah, you have fun, buddy. Even the most right-wing of Scottish people will look at our fucking most far-right motherfuckers here and be like, oh my God, what the fuck are these psychopaths? Why are they all running amok over here? Why don't you do something to crack them down and burn it? Why don't you burn them all to the ground, laddie? Aye. What the hell is this? It's like, I'd like my fair share of racism too, but goddamn. Keep in mind, you know, it's a right-wing Scottish guy. Yeah, that's the character here, you know, so... The planet saw Reddish shows carving up England and releasing North Ireland. So it would give that to the Irish. Well, at least Ireland would be reunified. The Irish would be happy about that. I guess there's a silver lining to it, the reunification of Ireland. And also, like, England openly and basically is like, yeah, you're legit our bitch now. Like, instead of kind of like this, like, yeah, you know, you're not our bitch, but you're kind of our bitch. Like, they used to have the biggest fucking navy, dude. Like, dude, like, I mean, they had, like, the navy everyone fucking feared and, like, thought of, like, oh my God. The crown jewel. And now everyone's just like, what is this shit? What is this little bitch-made thing? What is this? A navy? Are we sure we're not looking at like a little bathtub, little boat toy collection? Because, like, I mean, goddamn. Like, America has, like, what, like 8 carriers and England has, what, 2? I mean, that says it all. Because every carrier is basically a fucking naval detachment, which includes probably, like, who knows how many cruisers, destroyers, and what the fuck else. So, I mean, boom. Just bitch made. Not that, like, you know, America's military is, like, anything to be proud of or whatever, but, I mean, again, for the satirical, like, mythos with the rivalry of England and America here, we're making an exception, okay? We make exceptions to rules. What are rules if they're not to be broken? Sadly, just said, I know. Ireland, tear down that wall with a fence. Tear down the bloody fence. This IRA wouldn't be in need, you know, anymore. They wouldn't need to exist because their goal would be achieved. Our military is impressive, but the amount we pay for is humiliating. I mean, honestly, like, because really, if you think about it, so much of that isn't really going into maintaining or, like, keeping up with, like, the personnel and shit necessarily. It's just going to the contractors that help, you know, bolster that impressive military and shit. Which half the time, they just fucking waste on boondoggles for the most part. Like the F-35, for example, is a pretty big one. Because, like, there's always, like, you know, maybe not all the time, but usually whenever I happen to see an article about the F-35, it's usually because of how something fucked up on it. So it's like there's always something about it, but yet there, you know, every now and then I'll see something trying to, you know, paint it as, like, the most impressive state-of-the-art fucking thing. And even in, like, you know, test flights, you know, and, like, you know, fake dogfights and shit, it doesn't compete, like, with any of our even current aircraft. You know, with our current gen aircraft, which are, like I was saying from earlier, I think 4th gen. You know, which aren't like stealth aircraft and shit, but like the F-16s, F-18s, the 15s, you know, shit like that. But, you know, stealth aircraft like the 5th gen and, you know, up and coming, you know, with these new future ones like the 6th gen, you know, it's just like, it just doesn't fucking compete at all. This country would be actually great if we used the military money for nation building instead. Yeah, like, you know, putting more investment into the Army Corps of Engineers, and when we do, like, the quote-unquote imperialism or whatever the fuck that we do, it's actually, like, building up nations and stuff, especially if they're actually trying to openly, you know, ask for it. It's like, hey, we want help to try to get our nation under control and get our shit together. It's like, okay, yeah, we'll send in, you know, like, you know, a small detachment, you know, to help guard, you know, our shit in some of your areas that you need, you know, most prioritized for defense, and we'll help collaborate with your military, you know, with what's needed, and, you know, we'll primarily have Army Corps engineers help build up what's needed and collaborate with the local, like, construction workers and contractors and so on and shit, you know, in various different towns and villages and so forth. I mean, that would actually be legitimately good use of international fucking, you know, intervention. Which is why I'm not, like, a total, absolute anti-interventionist. Like, I'm okay if it's actually, you know, I'm okay with it if it's done in that way, but it's never done in that way. I mean, sometimes it'll be used as an excuse, but it's never actually done. Because at least I know in some part it was used as an excuse for Iraq and Afghanistan, but whatever we did was just barely fickle. It was just like, you know, it's like, oh, we put a well in, guys. It's like, oh, wow, a well. Oh, wow, they got, like, one school, you know, in a village, like, of, like, 20, you know, within the vicinity. It's like, good job, guys. One thing, or, like, 2. Maybe 3 at most. It's like, congrats, everybody. We did it. Mission accomplished. Ignorance okay for war crimes 2022. Oh, yeah, it's like, like, what I'm saying is, like, advocating war crimes. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, legitimate, actual, like, you know, use of investment of funds to, like, actually build things and be like, hey, you know, instead of, you know, investing in bombs, we actually invest in the Army Corps of Engineers, you know, and use, you know, like, whatever, you know, investments into, like, arsenal that we do have as, like, a main defense for that, as we, you know, use, you know, to help collaborate with other nations, and even, yeah, shocker, maybe give them some of our stuff too, because we build so fucking much, and, you know, we can export a lot of shit, but we just don't. We get shit imported because we outsource a lot of shit, even though we can easily manufacture a lot of these things. And, you know, at least when it comes to weapons and war profiteers and weapons manufacturers, we do. And it's like, we can easily import a lot of stuff to nations that, you know, are kind of developing, kind of getting their shit up and coming and stuff as developing or global south nations. And it's like, if we did proper and actual investment and, you know, did shit like, you know, I'm talking about the Army Corps engineers and things like that, then, you know, I would be okay with, you know, these type of things being the case. Like, hey, yeah, our military is, you know, intervening in fucking, like, Rwanda to help collaborate with revitalizing, you know, their infrastructure and their, you know, communities and stuff, and help curb whatever, like, you know, rebellious forces that are trying to, like, you know, destabilize and slaughter villages or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? Like, I can understand that. I'd be like, all right, we're actually, you know, and if there's at least something to fucking show for that, then I can definitely be supportive and be like, all right, yeah, there's actual development and investment, you know, to help out these, you know, these places that desperately do legit need it, you know. So it's like, I mean, I'd also, at least, you know, with caveat, would definitely want to try to fix shit at home first, you know, at least, you know, for all intents and purposes. But, you know, if we are going to do, like, intervention around the world, then let's actually be like a legit humanitarian interventionist, instead of this fucking war profiteering interventionism that we do as a fucking basis. He is in the laundry room. Goofball. You know what to say, Rip. Nothing's free, no progress without sacrifice. If you want it well, if you have to die. Yeah, if you want it well, like, 20 children at a, children's hospital just have to get slaughtered from a drone strike, For that well to be built, that had to be done. It's pretty much just like, essentially how America is of it. It's like, oh yeah, we'll come in to help you out, but at the same time, we're just gonna, for every, well and, hospital or, school that we build in one of your villages, we're just gonna, drone strike another somewhere else in your country. Yeah, we're helping you guys. America, baby, we're building up freedom and democracy here. Marionette went out thinking it's for unlimited data. Woo! Unlimited data! Think about it, your mom strikes me as someone who worships the monarchy. Dude, yeah. She actually, not literally, but she has, respect for, the civility and, the, hoity-toityness of it all and shit. Yeah. 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 Ignore mom's fire for her son is that she was in her youth. She was actually pretty cute in her youth. These days, not to any fault of her own, but she again, so fault of her own, but yeah. Not exactly. Actually, you know what? Do I have a I think I remember seeing a wedding picture of them in here. Let's see. That fool. Was there? Open, bitch. What the fuck? Oh, it's because of this. God damn it. Ah. Hold on. Really? Ah, shit. Oh, god damn it. Seriously? Okay, there we go. I think it's in here. I think it's in this. Got it. Okay. Let's see. Is it in this? Let's see. Confirm. Oh shit, wait a minute. It has the fucking exact time of when I was 9 p.m. Okay. That's good to know. Alright, where is... Okay, hold on. Alright. I'm just gonna try to do this without showing the name. But... who's that? If I told you that was me, would you believe me? If I told you that was me, would you think that is actually me? Just saying. Look at that little piggy. Look at that cute little pig. Because, that's actually my dad back in Iowa in 72. Dude, Jesus Christ. Him and I look like almost fucking identical, even as fucking kids. Jesus Christ. Here, let me see if I... I found it. Oh, shit, dude. Is there an individual one? Yeah, there is. Oh. Redact. Ignore it gets redacted gets Roblox. It's got more pronounced jaw. A little bit. But here's my mom back when they got married. Back in 1996, I think. Yeah, 1996. Which... he definitely looks a lot different back in the day. He has pretty much the same hairline, though. Pretty much the exact same. But just a year before I was born. And that year, sometime around Thanksgiving, they donned the deed. They did don the deed. Oh, well, oh god. No, well, I found me as a toddler. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my god, I look like a demon. Oh shit! It's my pops and sister. Oh my god, my sister looked adorable when she was a kid with that little fucking, like corduroy little hat on. What the hell? Oh shit, it's my granddad from the fucking 30s? What the fuck? Oh my god, look at this little youngster. It's my grandpaps. Back in 36 about. He's got like a onesie little fucking whatchamacallit. Zoomers versus millennials getting a clash. Yeah, but I always like kind of checking this shit out because it's always pretty cool. What the fuck? Wyndham Grade School, 1946. This is just after World War II, too. My granddad is second from the left, front row. Oh, there he is. What the fuck? Even though he's not biologically related to me, he still looks kind of like me as a kid. What the hell? Oh, woo! Coveralls, yeah. Dude, my granddad is a senior back in 52. Holy damn! Dude, fucking stud, son. Like, straight up. Like, goddamn, that's like fucking like some Chad mode right there, dude. Damn. Like, that is like some Giga Chad move right there. Just like having that vibe. What type of tie is that? That is like a fucking pimpin' tie. Look at his fucking senior picture tie, dude. He fucking like flexed out for his senior pick. It was legit a big deal.
Was it like
52.
1952? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, let's see, you and your brothers and oh, granddad too. Hunting and patrolling in Cove, Montana.
Somebody had to take.
Someone else was there with you. You had a buddy with you.
Someone had to take a picture.
Someone else is in there. Oh, they got married out in Dallas.
What?
Oh, no, not Dallas. Oh, they're at, like, some banquet? Huh.
I'm not sure exactly where they got married at.
Well, actually, that was over here. Sunnyside Country Club, whatever the fuck that is. Back in 57. First day of summer. Easy to remember. But they had like some sort of an awards banquet back in 95 in Dallas. Remax Award Ceremony. I actually remember seeing that. So I guess that's what the whole picture's all about. What the fuck is that? Oh. My certificate. Some other family members I'm not too familiar with. Dr. S says you bang cousins, so it's okay. No! Like, I know Dr. Oz is probably chill with, like, weird, royal, like, purebred, incestuous, like, cousin fucking shit, but I'm not about that. And that's my granddad, too. Like, he's no longer that, like, age anymore. He's, like, you know, he's an old fella. So I feel like it's okay to compliment his youth and be like, damn, you're a stud back in the day. Because, I mean, he was. I mean, I ain't gonna deny it. You know, like, what do you want? What do you want from me? I can acknowledge, you know, the studliness of, you know, someone of the family. Get in there, you son. How did this get, like, ever so slightly, like, angled, so now I can't even fucking, like, oh my god. Get in there, you motherfucker. What the hell? Alright, fine. Alright. Don't like that thing, you motherfucker. Ugh. Yeah, but it's the coveralls, like little baby coveralls. Honestly, I didn't do the coveralls, but I had overalls when I was a kid. What if fake Dr. Oz tries to make support of the royal family big campaign issue? Oh my god, if he made that like some sort of a thing, it's like, and I respect, you know, the aspect of the fact that, you know, the new king is out there, you know, making his way after the solemn, sad, you know, fucking, you know, like, loss of our, you know, of our Queen Elizabeth. Very granddad's that Chad Boomer meme. He's older than the Chad Boomer meme. Like, he's definitely, like, going to be the, more or less, like, older than that. So, whatever is, like, you know, the generation past the Chad Boomer meme, then, yeah. I would say that that is probably going to be the, you know, what he is. Which, by the way, is worse. You know, for the most part, unfortunately. Because I know he definitely has, like, especially at least on social views, pretty conservative views. So. He's not someone I would necessarily open up to about, you know, some of my things and my views about shit. Outside of economics and stuff, I don't really care about, you know, having that in the closet or not. Because, what? Oh no, what are they gonna do? I'm a pro labor fucking, you know, union militant. Fuck, like, oh, they're gonna have their tail tucked between their legs and be like, oh, how dare you try to destroy the sanctity of all that I've earned with my capital? How conservative do you think I am? You? I don't know, probably about the same level as me. Which isn't really that much. You know, so probably, like, you know, conservative on some stuff, like, you know, maybe you know, like, maybe, like, somewhat conservative leaning on, like, guns a little bit. But even then, not really. I mean, maybe, I mean, like, see, yeah, about the same level as me, which isn't really that much. Like, honestly, really, the only conservative thing I can really think of is, like, I mean, I guess, like, on some level, fiscal responsibility, but I think that's just honestly not even inherently, like, you know, like a conservative thing. I mean, it's just kowtowed so much as a conservative fucking thing because they're all about, like, the money and blah, 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 and all that shit. But, you know, being, you know, monetarily and fiscally responsible, I don't necessarily think is, you know, a bad thing, obviously. I think that's a good thing. So, I mean, it's like some of this stuff, at least as a concept, that some conservatives, you know, will tout out, like, fiscal responsibility or, like, you know, the whole clean your room bucko thing, you know, or, you know, shit like that. Like, as a concept, I can agree with. So I guess in those levels of conservatism, I guess I could be, you know, but it's not even, like, I mean, it's not even really inherently a conservative thing. Those are just more or less like life advice choices, more of anything. You know, so it's like, yeah, it's a good life advice choice to probably clean your room and be fiscally responsible and yada yada, you know, so I mean, it's just, you know, so like I wouldn't necessarily say things like that are inherently conservative. I believe some control. Yeah, that's why I said even then not really, because like, while I guess when it comes to the whole conservative, like, yeah, like gun rights and that shit, like I do believe in them. But I do believe in strict accessibility to them, you know, as well. Like, I think you have to go for a process of, like, hey, you have to go for a procedure before you just get one, you know. It's like, you know, especially, you know, in a lot of states, I mean, it's really too fucking easy to just get one. You know, so it's just like, even for me, you know, it's like I personally feel that way, you know, even in my own state. So it's just like, I mean, as long as there's, like, extra hoops, you know, it's like I don't necessarily have any problem with people owning guns and, you know, having all the accessories to go with it and all that and yada yada. It's just that there definitely needs to be checks, and very strong and strict ones at that, too. And, you know, so at least some form of licensing and, you know, some, you know, permit to at least have, you know, the access to them to prove that you're able to be responsible and safe with them and shit. So, I mean, as long as people can go for those type of things, I literally don't give a fuck, you know, what type of gun you want at that point. Well, not, like, any, obviously. I do have a line. Like, you know, I've talked about before, like, you know, if you want to shoot that, you know, 50 caliber machine gun, go to a gun range that has one, and you can rent it out for an hour or two. How about that? You know, but if you know, it's like, if you want to own one, well, tough shit. You know, it's like, you don't get that much. You don't get to have that much fun with some boom booms. You can, if the local gun range has one that you can shoot. That's where we're different. I make gun modding difficult. I mean, yeah, depending on the mod, I suppose. Like, if it's just like, oh, you have a mod that, like, you know, makes, you know, like, a semi-auto, full auto, yeah, like, I would make something like that difficult. You know, if it's like modding your firearm so you're changing, like, the length of your barrel or something like that, I mean, I don't really give that much of a shit about that. It's like, oh, you made your barrel like a 14-inch, you know, to like a 20-inch or something. Oh, yeah, it's like, I mean, what regulations shall we put for that? You know, it's like, okay, whatever, you know. It's like, yeah, I think, you know, at least when it comes to certain, like, specific types of, like, you know, parts, when it comes to that type of stuff, like, you know, triggers or, like, you know, whether, like, you know, receiver can be automatic or not, or have a potentiality to be automatic, shit like that. Yeah, there should probably be some, you know, laws about that, but, I mean, outside of, like, other types of modifications, like furniture changing or, you know, like barrel change or things like that, I mean, I kind of find it difficult to be like, we need to regulate it. Obviously, to an extent, you know, there probably should be, you know, like I said, there's a line in the sand, you know, when it comes to it. Like, obviously, no one's shown RPG, nor, like, the abilities to learn how to fucking, you know, like, take it apart and mod it and shit, you know what I mean? But, like, when it comes to, you know, like, you know, firearm like I got, like, you know, it's definitely knowledgeable to learn how to maintain it, you know, work with it, take it apart, put it back together, etc., etc. And by proxy, you know, you gotta learn how to mod it, because modding it usually is taking parts off of it and putting another one on it. So, I mean, that's basically is what it is. So it's just like, I mean, you know, I don't really have an issue with that, but, you know, there is a line in the sand with it. Like, because obviously, depending on how, especially state laws are, you know, they should definitely follow through with it. Like, if, you know, your state doesn't allow automatic, you know, weapon modifications or just weapons in general, you know, from manufacturer from the get-go, then those type of mods wouldn't be allowed. But like anything else, sure. You know, but, you know, so it's just like, obviously, you know, at the end of the day, there definitely needs to be, you know, laws and, you know, some regulations in place to that shit. But at the end of the day, it's like, as long as people can prove that they're not going to be either an idiot, violent, or a combination of that, or, you know, something in between, or just an irresponsible chuckle fuck, and then, you know, I don't really have a problem with someone owning, you know, a firearm and shit. You know, obviously within reason, of course. But even then, like, my conservative take would just be seen as like some rabid liberal take, you know, to a lot of them anyway. That's why I say, like, even my most conservative take, you know, about things, which I do think would be guns, is not even really that conservative. It's more of like a centrist position. Oh, the new king? Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's definitely a fucking Epstein affiliate. He literally made an interview, or like did an interview or some shit, discussing that type of stuff and talking about how he was innocent and it was bullshit or whatever, and it basically did not make him look innocent whatsoever. The dude's a legit disgusting cretinous creep. And legit freak. I am not a crook. Here, gotta go to the bathroom real quick, but pull something up, y'all. Yeah, I'll be right back. Look off. Oh. Why do you keep walking yourself? You see Baron's perp walk? This is not a matter. Wait, so, yeah, wait, Steve Bannon? Well, yeah, is he out of prison? Plot twist, Alex Jones supposed to bail for Bannon. That actually would be funny enough, kind of hilarious. I feel like that would actually, if that actually was the case, that would be kind of funny. I would click that, like, right immediately right now. But there's just a fucking bop going on at the moment. And the bop must be completed. I kind of heard a little bit through a grapevine and like a live stream chat that YouTube signed a deal with like record labels, you know, where it's actually more okay, you know, to actually play music in the background for streams and shit. so like more copyright material that I normally couldn't play actually is able to be played, which actually might partially explain why I am able to play some of the stuff I am now, because not only is it more obscure, but I mean, it's obviously still tied to different record labels and shit, like more broadly, like Orchard Enterprises and shit. Because actually, I just kind of, you know, recently discovered that Lard that I'm playing right now is actually provided by Orchard Enterprises, which is fucking notoriously litigious. So it's like, you know, I always am consistently playing shit like this in the background. They never thank you on here for playing music on here, do they? I mean, honestly, at least lately, not like they used to. I mean, if they do, it's probably like they have ads on my streams and they're not going to me or anything. So that's probably what's going on, if there are, you know. Because I mean, I also get like little emails and stuff too when I check them, you know, being like, oh, YouTube, you know, has noticed copyright material, but we won't do anything. You know, we're just putting ads or just, you know, saying, hey, there is copyright material here or whatever the fuck. So I think YouTube, at least for music, has kind of softened a little bit on their policy about that. I mean, I try playing Freebird to really test the waves. It's yeah, I mean, I want to go that far. I mean, I could probably play some Sabaton and try it that way. Because I mean, we can... Oh, hold on. I want to at least watch this first in case. Oh, it's only 18 seconds anyway, so, you know. We won't have to wait too long here. So what's the walk? Okay, we got that weird guy. We got Mr. Egg, you know, hunkaboy over here, like... Dude, look at it. Hold on. Look at this hog, dude. Look at that hog. Look at this, like, egg. Look at this egg. This walking egg. His arms are literally like... This fucking egg of a man, dude. Let's see that walk, dude.
I have not yet begun to fight.
Yeah, well, because, yeah, it doesn't look like you are fighting at all. You still have your hands in cuffs and shit. You're just, like, walking like a weirdo with your fucking greasy-ass fucking hair. Dude, he looks just like he looks like he's, like, constipated trying to hold a shit, dude. He's trying to hold in, like, a massive shit right now. There was a Portland Police Bureau officer who looked just like that and was getting heckled outside Fred Meyer. Good. Man, I love it when a fucking police officer in Portland gets heckled. It's based. What are you doing, you little man-peach fuckboy? Yeah. Your little ear, dude. Yeah, get up here. Show the world your ear. I haven't. Oh, look at that little ear. Oh, oh. We're gonna flip that ear. Oh, it's flipped. What are you gonna do? You goof. We have the meats. Get your meats. Come and get your meats. Get your meats, boy. Get your meats. You fucking little piglet. Just hey! Hey! I haven't even... Hey! Do you not know a thing called patience, dog? You know, there is a thing called patience. Oh my god. Yeah, there you go. You're a nut. Look at you. You're a nut. There you go. It's gonna be fire off some wicked farts later. Oh my god, dude, you don't even know. Dude, I've smelt them out of the sky, and it's ridiculous. It's some gnarly shit. Yeah. What are you gonna do about that, huh? Nothing, that's right. You're a little freak, you know that? Good boy. You just did a good boy, Louise. I do have more treats for you, but I'm not having any more for you right now. Not concurrently. No. Yeah, that's right. That's what I thought, boy. Here. Because I was actually listening to a new Sabaton song that was actually pretty fucking epic. It's so quiet. I know, man. Oh, Mornox, did you ever hear the story of him, like, actually having a hater? I almost had a Karen interaction. I didn't bite the bait. Oh, no, wait, no, I told you about that. Yeah, I told you about that. I remember because you were like, no, you did the right thing for not interacting with it. Yeah, I remember that part. He's not a service dog, bro. Excuse me. At work, yeah. I mean, it was my day off. Like, honestly, like, I'm pretty much, like, even if I don't have to go at work for any reason, I'm just gonna bring him at work just on the... I mean, I'm not even gonna lie, I kinda wanna have an interaction with this guy because I immediately know he's gonna be bitch made, you know, as soon as he goes to the management about it. Because I know that's exactly what the person would do, knowing how I would react. Be like, because I know I'd say, like, hey, first of all, hey, for one, he's okay to be in here. And for two, can you mind your business? And if you made any huckabaloo about that, then you could take it to management. And it's like, if he actually did that, I would have followed him along and be like, okay, let's go. Well, let's do it. Let's go right along. I'll follow you along with you. Let's go ahead. Let's go together. You know, and I immediately know what would happen. The manager would be like, oh my god, there's that sweet little boy. And, you know, we'll give him loves and scritches. And then I'll look at him and he'll give me this face with a fucking cherry red look on his, like, you know, little face. Just like, god damn it. Like, what? What is this? This goes against everything I was taught. It's just like, yeah, that's right. That's right, motherfucker. Okay, well, not like such good boy. I know. It's like if he was doing some shit and I was not, like, you know, disciplining him or like leaving the store after he did something, then that'd be one thing. But he's by my side, just being a sweet little boy, just chilling there, like looking at everybody, you know, wondering who's gonna pet him and give him loves and scritches. Like, I mean, that's essentially what he does. I mean, it's like, how can anyone hate this sweet little baby? But yet, he's had haters out there. I've had somebody once be like, hey, you know, be like, you know, sorry, I'm afraid of dogs. And I'm like, hey, it's all good. He's a very friendly boy. He's like, I trust you. It's all good. Yeah, I've had that interaction before a couple times, you know, where people, you know, for whatever reason, legitimately, I mean, honestly, I kind of used to for a while. Hey! When it came to being like, oh, I'm afraid of dogs or whatever, and it's just like, you know, if I tell him, hey, he's a very sweet boy and very friendly, and usually, especially when they look at his behavior, when he has like his, like, you know, his tail wagging, it's kind of obvious, like, yeah, he's, you know, showing very, you know, openly friendly body behavior, and it's not going to be a threat, you know, so it kind of gives, you know, people like that reassurance. And every now and then I'll see them kind of like have the little hand out and let him sniff them or give him a little head scratch, and he'd be like, oh, let me sniff you first. Even though I'm going to get all up your grill, sniff you anyway. Yeah. I think we could probably get away with this. Especially if usually how the volume well, maybe I'll turn it down just a tad. I actually haven't seen the actual video to it. I just was listening to it at work earlier. I know this is off the new album, and I think the first song of the album, and I mean, it's some good shit. And honestly, I've noticed, especially with a lot of their more recent music, they've taken a more of like classical turn with, especially a lot of their riffs and melodies are very like classical like. What the fuck, Zukov? Whoa, whoa, whoa. But pretty much, especially with Sabaton, like a lot of their lyrics and themes are essentially specifically about like a lot of military or war history and shit. And this one's about the Stormtroopers, which were in World War I, like the shock troopers that would have like the MP-18s and grenades and shit like that. That would basically be like the frontline dudes that would be like the first ones to charge into the trenches. I mean, at least nearing the later part of the war, that's when they would, use the MP-18s and the submachine guns when that first started becoming more common. But they were just running in there with like literally like a fat thing of grenades, like fucking just like shovels, knives, bayonets and shit, carbine rifles, if anything, and pistols, but not really much else than that, because their main purpose was to go in and use like their pistols, grenades and shit like that to take out a lot of these positions in the trenches. What the fuck, Zukov? What is his deal? Goddamn, dog. Alright, I'm gonna go deal with his ass. What the fuck is your deal? Can I help you? Can I fucking help you? Man, that dog is a fucking goober. Dreams of the future, history is born. Check your power, we will bring firepower. You better feel the light inside. I will say, I think the one thing that Sabaton's like, it's not necessarily like their one thing they lack in, but the one thing that is not necessarily the biggest strength is the lyrics, but it's not really necessarily the point to a lot of their music, because a lot of it's mostly just trying to like tell the history of it. Because I've noticed, at least especially with a lot of their lyrics, it tends to be kind of like simplistic in a way. Like the rhymes are actually legitimately pretty simplistic and easy. Like there would be a lot of like, because like what was it? Like I think it was like a double rhyme, power and then firepower. It's technically using the same word if you think about it. They are Swedish, so they probably don't have as much of a sophisticated, sense of English as, maybe like a native English speaker probably does, but either way, it doesn't really, it's like, I don't think that's necessarily a dog on them inherently. It's just mostly like, the history and the music in itself of the instrumentation, considering their like power metal, like sense of like, like very thick, heavy metal beats with telling a lot of history about this type of shit. That's their whole core of it. I mean, a lot of these different new songs off their albums actually pretty fucking kick ass, honestly. I know this one I think also has like a little bit of a like history commentary to it too. Yeah, it kind of does. Yeah, kind of. Let's see which ones I haven't seen yet. Haven't heard the new album yet. Me neither. I've only heard like a couple songs off of it. I've only listened to some of it while I was at work before I came off work. I want to hear Hellfires. I don't think I've heard that song yet. Ooh. This is about the all African American regiment, the Hellfighters, the Harlem Hellfires, or the Hellfighters, dude. These guys are badass. Dude, they got a song after him, dude. That's great. Dude, this is good shit. It kind of reminds me of I forgot the name of the number, but it's basically about like the Russian paratroopers in Afghanistan during the Soviet-Afghan War. It has a very similar like tempo. I might have to play that one too, because that's their previous album after this one. Let me see, it might be down here. Let's see. Oh, man, there's a lot of good ones in here. Fuck. I'm just trying to find a specific one. It's not down there. Okay, I'll have to look it up specifically. You know, honestly, I'm surprised there isn't a movie about the 369th, the Harlem Hellfighters. 3234. Yeah, 3234, yeah. Dude, that song is honestly pretty badass too. Especially like the breakdown of it. Dude, it's almost in the same chord progression. Yeah, it is, I think. It's a very similar tempo and chord progression. I mean, it's different melodies and stuff, but it's a very similar structure. At least in chord and in a tempo. Dude, I can't wait to fucking see these guys Friday. Yeah, Saturday. That's just gonna be too lit. I'm thinking I'm gonna buy all my merch on Friday, and then on Saturday I'm just gonna use that as like to get drunk and fucking mosh the fuck out night with my homies. Cause all my friends are going Saturday and I'm going Friday by myself, so. Might as well at least use Friday to be like, I'm just gonna vibe out to this fucking live, music and shit. And then Saturday just get fucked. Because I'm gonna save up my energy. I want to be in the front row and like, have my Sabaton flag, rock out and shit. But, Saturday I'm gonna be out in the mosh and, fucking shit up a little bit. Because I haven't had a mosh in a while, so, I'm going to save up that energy, and let you know how the vibe is, with Friday. Like, it's, dude, I can't wait, especially double dipping. So both Sabaton's latest albums are about World War I. Well, there's the War to End All Wars and the Great War. Yeah, actually you're right. Yeah, so the last two albums are about World War I. Well, I mean, if you think about it, like, I mean, The Great War was released, I think, in 2018 or 2017, basically the anniversary of when World War I was going on. And this album was near the, shortly after World War I ended. So, yeah, it's like kind of a binary concept album, in a way. Because their album previously was Heroes, which is about, well, just different heroes throughout, World War II primarily, but... And they had a concept album about the rise and fall of, the Swedish Empire under Augustus Adolphus and King Carl XII, or Carlos Rex was his nickname. So, I mean, like, I could tell they're kind of going through, like, different concepts right now. And honestly, like, one thing I hope for is they have, like, a concept with, like, World War II, or even, like, even an older, maybe, like, the Napoleonic era. Or maybe like an era about like, some of the more like revolutionary wars and stuff like that, from like, the October revolutions with the rise of the Soviet Union to like America's Revolution, French Revolution, shit like that. They cover Afraid to Shoot Strangers. I need to hear that. Oh, did they? Oh, hold up. We'll listen to that now. Where is it? Oh, there it is, there it is. I don't even think I've heard this yet. Oh, shit. I don't even think I heard of this. Yo. It was off of this album? I own this album. It doesn't have it on there. What the fuck? I don't have the boo. Sound like the deluxe edition? Special edition. Ah. I like it. Kind of sounds like a video game almost, like a fantasy video game so far. Almost like Zelda-like, in a way. I don't know why, but like I am thinking of Zelda a little bit. Turn this one on. Starting to get a lot more ominous now and stuff. I like it. Should've got a third drink. But I didn't. Boo. Kind of waiting for the drop. That's what I was waiting for. It's really good. Came down very nice and sharply. Love it. Woo! If only they did covers in during their live performances. If they did, oh my god! If they played this live, holy fucking shit! Oh my god! I mean, they don't have like that third one, but they're able to do it so fucking well with just two of them. Oh. Oh, apparently someone says the greatest solos. I think Maiden had 2 songs when this was written. Oh, did they? Oh. I know they have 3 now, but yeah, they did have 2 at one point. So yeah, that could be the case. Maiden didn't get 3 till Brave New World. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I guess in like about 10 seconds, someone says, and 7 other people like it, the great solo is about to come up. Let's see. Let's see if it is. Was solo? Which one? There's about to be. There's 2. It's not a solo. It's a melody. It's a bridge into a new melody. Yeah, Meringers. Then Maiden's Dark Years came after this. Well, honestly, you know, like considering like the thing I was mentioning about like how YouTube's kind of loosened up a little bit about like the whole copyright thing. It seems like it might be true, considering that I'm just kind of sitting here, still able to listen to shit. So, I guess YouTube's starting to kind of actually realize that, like, other streaming platforms, being safe about this type of shit, is actually, probably better for them. With Shut Blaze Bailey. Yeah, then maybe I could slowly but surely, open it up a little bit just to make sure that, it's okay. Because, I mean, at least so far, it seems like it's alright. Chud YouTuber defends Kiwi Farms. Fuck. You look like a Joe Rogan clone. A Bosch Joe Rogan clone, so go fuck yourself, you fucking weirdo. 36 million deer to live in the U.S. Look at that cute little deer. Look at that cute little son of a bitch right there. Look at this cute son of a bitch right there and tell me that ain't adorable. That's a cute little son of a bitch, I tell you what. Here. Oh, that kind of reminds me. Here, 1, 2. See what. I don't think I've seen Ambush's new music videos, if they have any yet. Do they? They don't. They actually never made any new albums with their, or new music videos with their newest album? Really? Hey! Oh no, they did. There's actually a couple here. Oh no, like, wait. I think no, not every song. Wait, what? What's all this? What's all this latter half? All the works of nature which, what does it say? Which adorn the world. All of nature which adorns the world. Oh, okay, so it's like different level. Oh. I still need to get this fucking album. Which one should I, like, delve into, though? That, like, with the music videos. Because these all look fucking crazy looking. Mr. Person r/person compared to Target to some communist grocery store. What? Yo, what? No way. You gotta, like, you gotta fucking send me that shit. What? No way. I know that ain't it, but I'm gonna check this out first. But what? Target is like some communist grocery store? Give me a break. Last thing I did before starting work today was put the Imperial March over King Charles' entrance to Westminster and oh my god, sound up. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Dun 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 dun. Referees to shot there because they donate to Republicans. I mean, the Queen was essentially the Emperor and Charles Darth Vader. Oh my god. Wow. I don't even, I don't even know. What do I even, wow. Essentially, they're complaining about Target being out of stock and stuff, and they're blaming communists instead of capitalists due to supply chain issues. Oh my fucking god. I hate it when people are that fucking moronic. And just that dumb. As fuck. Derpers gun derp derp. Derpers gun derp derp derp. Derpers gun derp derp. Yeah. Derpers gun derp derp. Yeah, let's see. What other type of random little music shake that we can probably find? Did you ever see that ship crash in Egypt? You ever given the one that blocked the channel? Well, who did it? Yeah. I mean, yeah, I know about that. Here it is, this nose all smashed in. Oh, is this one they recovered it? Huh. Damn, dude. Oof. Holy shit, that is so fucking huge. Oh my god, dude, look at the size of the humans. In comparison to this shit. Oh my fucking god, dude. Holy shit. I'm more impressed by the fucking size of that. God damn. See the people at the bottom pick. I know, dude. It's like, what the fuck? Things like, it's God. So you never really know what the real size of something is until you put a human next to it. Is there anything worth the shit? Seeing if there is maybe an interesting music video to check out or something. You know what? Yeah, let me see. Is there a... Nope. Seems like there's some new music videos with like, or like different music videos that I haven't seen before from like bands that I can think of right off the top of my head. And I don't think of any. Oh wait, what about Cataclysm? I thought they're pretty similar to Bloody Widow I was listening to. I know they have a new album. Yeah, there it is on Concrete. Yeah. I want to listen to like a couple songs off this. The Kill Shot. I heard a song of it. I don't think I've seen the music video for it. It seems like we could be chill with it. I've seen these guys live. Whoa, God, that's gonna be pretty loud. I can already tell. But I've seen these guys live once before. I think actually, like my first like YouTube videos, if you actually go from like oldest to newest, are actually these guys. When I saw them live. I'm trying to think of what it is. Probably gonna be around here. I already know the song is basically just about like being anti-religion essentially, and I can already tell the music video is just gonna be essentially just about that. Yay! I love shit like that. Is his black ball bloody? Nice. One thing I love about I saw these guys live at the show is that they're actually pretty chill, being very crowd interactive too. That's what I love about like bands, is when they're very crowd interactive. That's why I remember seeing them live, and they come from Canada. I think Toronto, if I remember. So Canada actually does offer things that are good. Saw someone digging a grave. Oh, yeah. There we go. Oh, it's the priest. Good. Probably found his hunting shotgun out in the cabin. Now he's gonna show the priest what's real for. Do it. Take the shot. Take the shot. Don't let me hanging with that. Don't leave me hanging with that. Don't let me hang with her just aiming at him. Yeah! Wasn't left hanging. Oh shit, there's another chick. Popping the blood off her. Oh, who by what? Wait, hold on. Hey. Oh, life without music. Without music, life would be a mistake, Frederick Nietzsche. What was that last little part? Directed by who? Or something Scott Hansen did so much. Now! Get to near the last little... God damn it, I want... Did it say directed? No! It does not want to cooperate. Okay. Do that. Directed, okay. Directed by Scott Hansen. That's what I said. I kind of figured, but... And I also agree with that Nietzsche quote. Without music, life would be a mistake. Because if, like, other things in nature can sing a tune, then goddamn it, we better be. Friggin' Nietzsche had it right on that one. Okay. Now let's see what other animal stuff we can find on too now. Interesting little things we can see. Is that a restaurant or anything? Does he have anything on? Let's see here. No, he actually, he doesn't. What the hell? Oh, it's a community post. Hello, lovely people. I'm taking a rare solid week. Oh, okay. He's taking a break. I see. A much needed break, it looks like. Understandable, David. Gotta do some proper maintenance on that lumberjack fit you got going on top of your top of that fade you got going too. Gotta make sure that shit's on top point. You can't do that if you're just consistent streaming doing your shit all the time. Honestly, I'm like, one thing that I like about like the different at least like breadth commentators like Rational National, Human Support, yeah, Psycho Talk. It's like just the random shit that they wear sometimes. It's like Psycho Talk is kind of known for his like early 2000s soccer mom aesthetic, a little bit, and then and of course having no legs. But then like Human Support kind of has like that gay lumberjack vibe going on a little bit, which is like what the fuck, god damn it. It's like a nerdy lumberjack. It's like what the hell. We give you the right to look like that and be as cute as you are. What the fuck? David Dole wears plaid a lot too. Like, I mean, he's kind of a little bit of a victim of the lumberjack vibe too. Like, I mean, he's like, you know, one of the safety hands. He wants to make sure all the lumberjack men are safe. He's like one of those. He's one of those type of dudes. It's like one of the lumberjack men, but he's like the safety man. He wants to make sure everyone's being safe and following the precautions, following the rules. Your eye? I don't see anything up with it.
Bottom of it. Can you see the fucking redness?
Not really.
Fucking hurts.
Oh, a little bit, yeah.
Fucking hurts.
Oh, what the hell?
I don't fucking know. I woke up like this.
Probably eyelash, you know, scratched up against your eye or something.
Oh, this is my fucked up eye too. So. I did get a piece of metal. Shoved through it. Being young, dumb, didn't put safety glasses on and started grinding something.
No. That looks like my friend Harley, because he never does shit like that.
Yeah. Young and dumb.
Hopefully my friend wises up a little bit. I think he has, kind of.
Kind of?
Kinda.
He spray painted in the fucking garage and I could fucking smell it all fucking night.
It wasn't in the garage. I mean, he did it like right outside of it, but yeah, no, I know what you mean.
He's young, dumb, and full of fucking cum.
My God, that really does describe him. Like, God.
Describe your friend Logan too. Young, dumb, and full of fucking cum.
Oh my God. I don't even want to know, like, the fucking escapades that he had to, like, you know, that he was dealing with.
You know what really happens with that is that usually if you find somebody that you are just trying to fuck somebody, you usually catch something.
I'm surprised he, you know, like, I'm also surprised, like, Harley or Logan hasn't, honestly.
Got one from Sarah and got one from somebody else.
Ooh.
Well, both of them were treatable, so I don't have many more.
Well, yeah. I figured, you know, like...
Chlamydia?
Yeah.
And scabies.
Well, scabies isn't an STD, really.
Yeah.
Well, it can be, I mean, but it's not inherently an STD. I mean, you can get that, you know, just for not being hygienic of your body. Like, if you don't wash yourself, you can get it that way.
I had it for fucking 3 months.
Yeah, imagine it sucked a lot of balls.
All up here. All up here. All on my back. Starting to go to my hands.
No, thank you.
The doctors in Everett, Washington didn't figure out what the fuck it was. Went to the fucking urgent care in fucking Vancouver and the guy looked at me and was like, oh, you have scabies. How can you tell? Your hands. I'm like, oh, okay. It was painful. It was very fucking painful.
I imagine it was.
The only way
you have like little mites that are like under your skin, like
the
doing
only
shit.
thing I could do to try to make my body feel relieved was sit in a very, very hot bath.
Yeah.
But it made it worse.
Because it just makes all those little mites all like, ow, fuck, you know.
Opens up your pores, fuck you up more.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was, oh god.
I can tell that was some trauma. You're like, yeah, even I feel
I
that
never
way.
want to go through it again.
I don't blame you. I don't want to go through it, and I never had it.
The cream you have to put on
Burns. No.
Well, maybe it was easy. I had to drink something.
Well, I imagine that's at least more, yeah, like that's more treatable.
And you never did it again.
Hmm?
And you never did it again.
Yeah. Like, I imagine, you know, something like that isn't really that hard to treat, because, again, it's one of the more treatable ones.
Now, if I got the other one, I'd be pissed.
I mean, there's a lot of various different STDs. Which one?
Herpes.
Well,
The
yeah.
uncurable one.
Yeah. Like, yeah. Because there's curable and treatable / uncurable ones, or... You know, like, because there's uncurable but treatable, then there's, like, curable and treatable, and then there's just, like, uncurable, then just...
Or hepatitis C.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some great ones out there that fucking kill you. I would rather just kill myself if I had to.
I mean, it's at least treatable, but... I mean, it's not, like, something that you
It
can
never
cure
goes
from.
away. For some reason I'm not fucking tired. This sucks. Ooh. And I gotta get up at fucking 9.
Ugh.
Actually, I have to get up at 7. I have to be at fucking King Road at fucking 9.
Ugh.
Computer training.
Oh, yeah. I know you gotta go through that training bullshit, which...
Even though I've been through all of them.
I know, it's like, I don't know why you have to go for it again.
More because it's for me. It's not for...
Yeah. Ugh. Well, I have to go for that shit again.
She wanted me to go to meet, which is fucking weird.
You know, she at least initially said that she was trying to get people over our... Which I guess she has, but... Why not, like, I don't know, keep adding more...
I'm looking at it as I'm making more.
Yeah.
Which this week is gonna fucking blow.
Yeah, because you have to go, like, all the way out in the fucking, you know, Sunnyside or whatever the fuck.
I just have to go out on the mall. Sunnyside Road.
Which I don't understand why, like, train someone at, like, a totally different store than have them, like, come back to another one, because it's, like...
trainer that's out there.
I mean, I get that, but it's just, like, they're gonna have, like, different rules and different, like, ways of doing things, you know, in comparison to, like, how our store would do shit.
I'm just gonna go out there and do it, and when I fucking get into meet, I'll just ask John, hey, what the fuck do you want me to do?
Yeah, I guess that...
Knowing John and fucking Kevin and...
Everyone in there, yeah, it'll be
everyone
easy.
in there, it's gonna be fucking...
Yeah, it'll be chill. And they're just gonna be happy that there's just extra hands anyway, so...
I'll probably just leave me back there and let me counter all night. Okay. They use $17 in every fucking day.
Huh?
Shithead, what are you doing?
Boo boo.
What are you doing, shithead?
Ee boo boo. Hey little baby. Come here. That's not coming here, that's... Hey! What are you doing? Hey, excuse me, you little prick. Over here. What is wrong with you? Dude, come here. Oh my god, you are a fruit. You, look what you're doing. Look what you're doing. Patience. Patience. Wait. 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 Good boy. There you go. Gotta have patience. You need to learn a thing called patience, bro. Look at you. You silly little sweet boy. You need to learn patience. Patience, boo-boo. Look at you sweet little what? You sweet little thing. Now I'm starting to question that judgment. I'm questioning that judgment there, buddy. Like, what the hell? Why you punching me in the gut like that? Why you punch me in the gut like that? Why you do that? Why does he do that? Why do you do that? Oh, what? Oh. You fucking shitbag. Ow. Thanks. You jerk. Ugh. God, what? Whatever I do to you? I spoil the shit out of you, and this is what you do to me? Even when you do wrong and shit? Yeah. Yeah, no, you're not getting anymore. Oh. Oh. Don't give me that look. No. Don't give me that look. You're not allowed to do that. Not cool. Man, what a goofball. Yeah. This is like too much on to now. No memes or nothing. No memes. Boo. Yep, no memes. Boo. That makes me sad. There's not a single meme that's being recommended at all. Damn. Oh, wait. Pardon me. Or just probably think about other women. Him. Who the hell's taking pictures of me and my wife? Just probably think about other women. Him. Who the hell's taking pictures of me and my wife? Oh my god, okay. That's a goof. That's a silly. I like that one. What the fuck? Kind of reminds me, like, I saw this, like, YouTube short, which I think is just re-uploads of this dude's TikTok or some shit, that's basically just doing skits of, like, the skit is basically him supposed to look like, you know, weirdo stalker dude that's, like, in this, like, chick's house. Obviously, they're, like, together and it's all a skit, but, like, they're just playing it up as, like, this weird, creepy, like, you know, a dude obviously trying to stalk a chick up, basically. But, like, they do it so, like, both of them have done it so fucking well that some people unironically think it's real. And honestly, a couple of them, I mean, most of them are pretty obviously skits, but there's a few of them that legitimately could be, like, borderline, like, you know, is this real? It's just like, holy shit. Like, both of them are actually pretty decent actors, but, like I said, most of them, I forgot what the channel name was. I just remember seeing them at one point. But, it's like, if you watch them enough, like, you'll know that, like, yeah, they're skits, but, like, a lot of them, or at least a decent amount of them, are, like, do make you kind of question, are they real? Is this just, like, a meta, like, of, of a serial killer just, like, documenting, you know, his stalks or something, and people are just like, hey, that's a funny, what a skit, lol. But, I mean, it is obviously a schizo, just, you know, all things considered, just because, I mean, there's too many cases where the stalker guy gets caught, and the chick has just, you know, not exactly the reaction you would think. Like, you would think the reaction would be like, oh fuck, let me, like, call 911 or, like, grab my gun or something, but no, the reaction is just like, oh my god, get out of my house! And it's just like, that would be the first reaction if someone popped out of my vent or something. You know what I mean? It's just like, Or sometimes she'll just be up like, why are you in my house? What are you doing in my house? She'll just have like, you know, reactions like that. And it's like, if someone was stalking you and it was in your house, that would not be the reaction you would have. So, I mean, like I said, it's pretty obviously skits, especially when it's ones where she's reacting to the dude being there and being exposed. Then it's just like, oh, okay. It's not a documentary of a stalker slowly trying to size up a mark or something. It's like, oh, Jesus. Because no one's social media and fucking, like, an internet these days, like, that shit's just, like, very likely. I'm pretty sure it's happened. Drunk Tyler barges into your raid barges in to raid your fridge and hands you a beer. If he handed me a beer or raided my fridge, I mean, as long as he handed me a beer, or at least like a 6-pack, or just like various different amounts of alcohol, like, you know, okay. I mean, I have Pop-Tarts if you wanted some, you know, so it's just like, I mean, shit, like. I mean, if he's gonna do that. Blasphemous. Well, it's at that point I consider it a trade. Like, he has to at least give me something and offer me something in return. Would chip to retort his beer? Okay. Sometimes it sounds like a little, like a hydraulic press or something going psst. Or just having like that. It's just like the pressure release or something. It just sounds like a pressure release valve every now and then. It's funny. Sometimes it'll just make random noises like Hear noises in the bushes and it's hardly 7-Eleven circly getting a bit too close with the bush. Getting a bit too close with a bush. Oh my god. I mean, Harley wouldn't be that desperate, though. I mean, not with a bush. He would, like, if he was around here, he would just go for his automobiles. Like, he'd go for the Thunderbird or the truck or one of his bikes. Like, he would do something like that, dude. Like, I mean... I hope the fuck he hasn't done that, but a part of me thinks, considering he's mentioned it before, that he probably has. I really hope the fuck he hasn't. Because he would probably have, like, he'd probably, without our knowledge, be having to get multiple tetanus shots. Just saying. I think I'll probably get one more bowl loaded up. And probably finish it off for a little bit of the evening. But first I need to grind some weed, so be here for a little longer. At least until the meantime. I'm kind of feeling a little bit more food. Not gonna lie. And plus, I'm a little weary of the day. I grow weary of this fine day. Zukov. Boo boo. I know you already had a major nap, but you want another nap? Because I think I'm think about to hit the hay here pretty soon, buddy. Is that a sign of just like, no, I don't want bed. Boo boo. Baby. Yeah, I knew you would come right over here. Yeah, come here, baby. Easy, boy. Easy, you. Oh. Oh, this little. Look at this cute little ears. Oh my gosh. Here's a big baby, yes it is. Who's a good boy? Who's a little boy? Who's a sweet little boy? Yes it is. Yes it is. Oh. Do you mind? Do you mind, good sir? Okay. I guess I'm gonna be stuck with him right here. Oh my god, you goofball. Look at you. Aww. Oh, you sweet baby. Oh. Oh, stuff your little head. Just really just gonna stuff your little head, huh? Huh? Well, hi. Peekaboo. You little boo-boo. Ah, look at you. You're just ridiculous. You're just a silly little. You're just a silly baby. I'm just gonna be chilling here. Is this just your spot right now? So like, oh hi, more meats please. I know, dude. It's like, what the hell? Yep. Oh my god, I knew it. Alright. Come on. I knew it. See, this little prick. You silly baby. Yes, I know. Come on. There you go. Oh my god. Perked right the fuck up to that. Perked right up. My god. What a little punk. My goodness, dude. You're just a little punk. What a little terrorist. It's like, whatever will I do with that guy? He's mine. I'm supposed to manage that one. I'm supposed to manage it and figure him out. Oh, that'll be a lifelong struggle. I swear, even in his old age, he's gonna have, you know, something to be a little rebellious little shitbag about. But anyway, get this last little bowl loaded right up. Oh yeah. It's like the first time I think I've seen you drink water the entire night, dude. What a goof. It's like, what, do you maintain your stats, like, when you desperately need to and it's at, like, red? Weirdo. You gotta keep those stats at, like, green at all times, bro. Come on now. But anyway, I'll call it good for a lovely Leicester Blue evening. So, peace out. And of course, I'll be back around for the next one. So.